Hey, are you live?
Yeah, we're live right now, but I'm still setting up, so just give me a moment. Haha, Dark Star's here, awesome.
Hola.
What? You say you're not here?
Hola.
He's been kidnapped and replaced by a Mexican.
Taking our jobs, man. That's why we need to build a wall. Trump 2016.
Sorry, what's that?
Hey, if anybody wants to invite RG, just go ahead. Just.
I think he said in a stream like yesterday that he was going to be staying away from the stream for a little while. I wanted to ask him either way.
Okay, I mean,
He's not feeling well recently. So what are you talking about instead of like absolute nothingness right now? Nothing is not okay, but
Define Bros,
oh yeah!
that's just amazing what's happening. It's like,
Oh my god, this is so fucking retarded. This is like, it would be like PewDiePie flipping out because someone else did a flip out video. Or, you know those fail videos?
yeah.
Like, you see something happens, like you get like dogs or some shit. And
Or you fail on a level like, and you can't get past a certain part, so you have to keep redoing it, and you'd record your reaction to it.
you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Well, you need to turn yourself up.
Okay, hold on.
The subscriber count has fallen below 14 million.
Huh.
Can you hear me
So
now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, man.
I mean, I hear an echo, but other than that, is it good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. So what's going on with like the Fine Brothers? I heard people talking about, but I don't know the full story.
Okay, so basically what happened is that you know how on YouTube you've got reaction videos like, say, I don't know, kid reacts to Metal Gear Solid 5 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, the Fine Bros are like the ones that became most notable for those reaction videos.
Uh-huh.
Now they've started putting DMCAs up on damn near everybody else that they can find that also do people react videos.
Okay.
Just any reaction. It's not.
Sounds kind of fun. It's like all they do is just watch a video and then react to it, and then like they're saying, "Oh, we that's something original." That's like copywriting oil or copywriting like metal you found out of the ground.
Yeah, I guess. The thing is, like, whenever they do it, they're not saying, like, it's a specific reaction type or anything. It's just like any reaction that you film is basically something that, you know, it's our format. They never say what their format is. Like, if you want to do it in our format, go ahead and be a part of our channel. Like,
I'm not sure if they've actually copyrighted the word react.
no, they hadn't yet, but they've, like, heard stuff.
They might have put it in to be copyrighted. Might have not gone through yet.
That is like as dumb as remember the guys who do Candy Crush? They were trying to like put a copyright on Candy. Yeah, I don't know.
But no, it wasn't Candy. It was Saga in it.
Oh, Saga. Okay.
Yeah, because other mobile games had the word Saga on them, so I think they've managed to copyright it, and I think they started going after all the mobile phone games with the word Saga on the end, except from like a few exceptions.
That's fucked up. You shouldn't be able to like copyright like basic English words. Like you can't. You shouldn't be able to like open and be like use. Okay, I want to copyright the word "and" today.
I mean, I'd understand if it was like a collection of words, like Facebook, if you wanted to copyright Facebook or trademark it.
Yes,
So,
that's very specific.
Dude,
but I
let's
think
let's
if they just wanted to copyright or trademark just book or face, just one of those two words separately.
Yes, but Facebook is one word, and it is now a proper noun rather than it is a generic noun.
Yeah, we should copyright laughter. All kinds of laughter. Just anybody chuckles a little bit, they owe us a nickel.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
No, we should try and trademark and copyright feminist and feminism. And when any news outlet or anything talks about it, we send them a DMCA.
And a dick pic. Just for good
And that
measure.
too. Yeah.
That's awesome. But
Dude, we should copyright dick pics. We'll be rich.
Nice. Or we should be. Watch us be like totally broke. That'd be totally funny. It's like we're broke. How can you feel like people aren't sending dick pics everywhere? We're broke. No, it would be like with the whole this whole thing is like. Do you know who the Vlog brothers are?
No.
Okay, so there's a guy named I actually think his name is John Green, and he actually wrote the book The Fault in Our Stars.
Mm-hmm.
He and his younger brother do these vlogs, and they write them in response format, like where they're responding to each other, so they alternate videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed something that one of their formats is like they do this cut thing, like a lot of people do, like.
Jump cuts.
Yeah, they do this like shortcuts where there shouldn't really even be a cut. Like it's like your face is still in the same fucking shot. You just move to the left a little bit, and so it's almost like the video equivalent of like indenting for a paragraph. You see what I'm saying? They changed the camera perspective so that they can indent or whatever for their next topic. And so it would be like the equivalent of that shit saying you can't do that because that's our shit. It's fucking retarded.
The first video that the Fan Brothers did was very corporate sounding, so you were like left thinking like, are they saying that they own people reacting to stuff? Are they saying that they own that as a format or what? And then made a second video trying to put people at ease with what they mean. But when they said our formats, so we can license them out like TV programs are licensed out and whatnot, the formats of them. It was like I was left thinking like, are you meaning your format as in the way it's all the people are recorded reacting to stuff and all the graphics or anything, or when you say format, are you including people reacting to stuff in general?
That was the big thing about the second video, is that they never specified what their format was. All they said was, watch our videos to see what the format is, and so that's subjective, depending on who you are, about what you call a format. So it's like, yeah, we're gonna. And did you see the definition that they actually put up?
No.
It was like a really, really vague definition that could have been damn near fucking anything. I was actually just watching.
Hey YouTube, so recently...
Let me see if I can actually find where it was that gives this definition. But it's like really, really goddamn vague. It's like we own the... Oh shit, hold on. Let me mute myself real quick so I can find this.
Oh God. I'm gonna try and like screen share for just a tad. Let's see how this works. There we go. Can you guys see that? Gotcha. Can you see that?
In a second, yeah, I can see it.
If I talk and start showing it, not even once. Alright, that's enough of that. Yeah, I'm trying to get away from the whole like politics talk, but apparently I'm doing a terrible job.
Um, I've tweeted out about the stream. But what's
Wait, want to say that again?
I know what I was saying. No, I tweeted out about the stream and stuff. Don't. I'm not sure what I was going to say now.
Okay, well it's fine because we're gonna change the topic. No more talking about like copywriting stuff unless it has something to do with music. So Dash, what kind of music do you listen to?
It depends what mood I'm in. Really, I don't really have a specific. I mean, when I was a teenager, I would have said just like kind of like the mainstream like radio type of stuff. But now it's like all the stuff like on the radio is just sounds like garbage, really.
Yeah, like I used to listen. There's a station near where I live called like the Rock Station. I used to listen to that a lot, but like lately they started playing like a lot of stuff I just didn't like, and so I switched over to the classic Rock Station. Now they too play a lot of stuff I don't like. Like they play a lot of crap as well, but it's classic crap.
Yeah. I said to my friends once, so I kind of liked mainstream like radio pop type of stuff, and when I was around there, I was like suggesting a lot of songs, and but like they were like, hey, I thought you liked in the mainstream stuff. Why are you suggesting stuff like Marilyn Manson and what's it? Some others. I can't remember which one it was. the I think Creed or something. I'm not sure.
Creed. Dude, I remember the Rock Station. There was a time where the Rock Station did not like Creed, and so when Creed broke up, they were just like overjoyed that Creed was gone. They'll play like a string of songs, and then they'll cut in and say, "Oh, another Creed-free afternoon." It's funny, and then Creed got back together, and then they released a new album, and now all of a sudden that same radio station is like, "Oh yeah, I heard the new Creed track. It's actually pretty good."
No, it was not. Creed actually was good. It's like every one of their fucking albums went like quadzoo. And that's why they stuck. Because I've heard every one of their goddamn songs 40 million times.
Wow.
No, okay, so this is the definition that the Fine Brothers actually wanted to do with their classification statement.
I said education, I realized I also said entertainment as well, so I'm like, it's definitely not education just to have the people reacting to stuff.
Okay, so can you guys see this?
I see it.
Okay.
Yeah, when it talks to it pops up. I don't know how permanently make it show you.
You just click on my icon.
Oh.
It says entertainment services, namely providing an ongoing series of programs and websites via the internet in the field of observing and interviewing various groups of people. That's what they consider their fucking format. That could literally be fucking anything.
Are they gonna like copyright us just because we're kind of? Because I just interviewed Datchet.
Yeah,
we're coming after us. This is educational. This is entertaining.
We are actually. We're actually doing a reaction video to someone's reaction video to them.
Sorry, I just had the stream open for a second. I would like a load of people just to start doing a reaction video to people doing a reaction video to doing a reaction video to doing a react, like a massive chain of them.
We should do it in protest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this shit is like so fucking retarded. It's God, I don't even have a cuss word that really just that just, you know, and I'm really good at cussing, so this is
It's
piss
it's so
shit right here.
it's so retarded that it's left you speechless.
It's so retarded that it has by proxy left me retarded.
Don't think about it too much, so you might
This is like
lose too many brain cells.
retardation right here.
Let's go get off this topic because I wanted to focus on this live stream more on talking about music. So anyway, Datchet, do you ever go to like live shows?
No, I don't go to any concerts or anything. I would kind of think that they're, just the size of the concerts, if we kind of a rip off unless you got close enough to the band performing.
Where I live, they have a lot of like free shows where you can go to. It's just like bars and clubs. It's not like huge shows, but just like if you go to like bars and clubs and whatnot, they'll have like free shows where you can see bands for free.
I tend to not like to go go to clubs or anything like that.
Okay.
So there's one time I went out with to this club with a former friend or whatnot. I couldn't hear her speak, and she ended up shouting down my ear, and for like a couple of weeks, the hearing difference was a little bit noticeable.
Oh wow.
That's partially why they do that shit, is because people who can't hear don't. Seriously, if you can't have a conversation, you're more inclined to drink.
Yeah, I don't go to clubs either. I just go. Only time I go to a bar is when there's a band playing or I'm playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to really go out drinking in the UK at least, because it's cheaper just to go to the supermarket, get a shit ton of booze, and then just get drunk at home.
No shit.
Like I don't know if you have the same thing in the UK or in Texas, but in California, they have this like hour in the night, or these I think it's like 4 hours in the night where you can't buy booze. I think it's like from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Yeah, basically the same thing. Different hours, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. It's just like instead of like stopping people from actually drinking, it just encourages them to plan better.
Yeah.
And the supermarkets, I've been in a supermarket once, like one of the 24-hour ones, where somebody tried to buy booze after 11, and they were told they couldn't buy it.
Yeah.
And they'd have to come back in the morning, like.
Same thing here. You can't buy liquor past 11 o'clock, and no.
But if you go to a petrol station or a gas station, you could buy it from there.
No, not here.
Yeah, you can buy booze from the gas station.
You
over here.
You can buy liquor up until 11, and you can buy beer up until 2.
I used to do security out at Walmart, and every so often there'll be like somebody will try to like buy booze like slightly like after 2 o'clock, and like the cashier will say no, and it'll just be this big kerfuffle.
Yeah, I think there's only one time where I bought some. I mean, I was with a friend when I bought some booze at a petrol station or gas station. I'll just say gas station. But yeah, I mean, it was like around about like 1 or 2 in the morning or something like that.
It's a stupid law, but I mean, it's so innocuous that, like, I think that really you shouldn't care if you can buy beer past 2 o'clock in the morning, because by that time your ass should already be in bed if you got to work.
Well, if you don't gotta work, you ever thought about that?
Whatever, man. Like shit. Even then, like, it's like what, 4 hours until sunrise,
Yeah.
depending on what season you're in.
Well, there's some people that can can handle that, like go out, get booze like late at night, and get drunk and function normal on the next day.
Some people can. I mean, I don't know. It's still in your system by that time, but like if you are like say if you're, I don't know, point like 0.14, that means you are plastered. You are still not going to be technically sober until like, oh shit, 7, 8 o'clock the next morning.
I was going to school. I was going to school, high school one time on school bus, and we looked on the driver next to us, and he must have been hammered to hell because he didn't have his hands on the steering wheel, and his head was like all the way back with his mouth facing the ceiling, and every now and then he'll just like kind of slump over, and then his head will go back again, and the car was like drifting like side to side. It was just proper weird.
All right. Dark Star. What's this music scene where you live?
Mostly it's okay. I mean, living in a small town like this, there's very few bands, and you tend to know all of them. And,
Alright.
and in this music scene, you've probably been in the same band as a lot of them.
Alright.
So, like, I know this one guy, Danny Joe. I've been guitar, like, we switch out between lead guitar and rhythm guitar, but between the two of us, we've both been in the same band like 7 different times. Like different bands, just the two of us being in that band.
Cool. It might be the same situation where you are. Well, what am I trying to say? It's kind of the same situation here, but with drummers. Because there are very few drummers. Like, there's a lot of drummers that are just in, like, multiple bands.
Yeah, that was actually kind of weird. Like, like maybe 7 years ago, drummers were like a dime a fucking dozen down here.
Really?
I could not find another guitarist besides me and Danny Joe. Bassists were like unheard of. It's like most of the time you had mostly like guitarists on bass, and you could always tell because in most situations, if you're a guitarist, you can spot another guitarist that's actually just playing bass.
Hmm.
He doesn't play bass. He doesn't play bass like a real bassist. He just plays bass like a guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, we were like, hey Ralph, I know that you're a guitarist, but can you go ahead and play bass for us? He's like, God damn it.
Yeah, if you have so many basses, just ship them over here. Now we'll do some type of like, you should make some type of musician exchange. Place that have like more basses and what overabundance of basses. Ship them over to a place that has like an overabundance of guitarists.
Yeah, we had like a few years ago, like I said, we had an overabundance of drummers,
Mm.
and now I can't find another drummer except for my like brother-in-law.
Oh wow.
It's like he's a good drummer. He's just not the same type of drummer that we need.
Oh yeah.
He's like normally like in the church, and that's where he learned to play drums, was like in a church.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like we were trying to play Amon Amarth, and the way that he was drumming, it turned from like, Norwegian dark metal to something kind of upbeat and pop rockish.
Yeah.
And we're all like looking at each other like, dude, what are you doing? He just told me to drum. I was like, get on that double pedal, dude. He's like, what's the double? Brother,
Does he even have a double bass pedal?
I don't think so. We were actually using my set.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I'm not a drummer by trade. I just have a set around just in case I need one. You know, you find people without instruments all the time.
Yeah.
So I picked it up trying to, you know, see if I could, like, you know, do some drumming and stuff. Found out I'm not that great of a drummer. I can, like, hold a beat, but I'm by no means, you know, Cody Cox or, like, Chris Layton or some shit like that.
Don't you need rhythm to be a drummer?
Yeah, well, you need rhythm to be a musician. I guess that's the best way I can answer that question.
If you want to play Norwegian dark metal, you gotta have rhythm no matter who you are. It's like the. It's really chunky and bass heavy.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the guys around here, it's like, I swear to God, they're hipsters and they don't know it. It's like, hey, do you know this guy named Erwin Brown? You ever listen to Erwin Brown? I'm like, should I know who this guy is? Dude, you don't know who Erwin Brown is? You know, fuck it. No, I have no idea who this guy is. Here, listen to this CD that I cut. Wait, he doesn't have an actual record. No. Go to this website. It's like you go to this website and you're really scared for your computer. It's like on the left you've got Google ads and on the right you've got like meet teens for free. So in the middle you've got like this guy Erwin Brown and he's like doing like this offshoot of like blues and like flamenco.
Blues flamenco.
And I'm like,
So was he any good?
what?
Was this Brown any good?
It had flamenco in it, dude.
So I'd say that as a yes, you liked it.
No.
Oh, you loved it.
I can get with most music. That includes old time country. That tells you how tolerant I am of most music, and I hate flamenco.
Yeah, it actually reminds me. I actually do want to talk about like local bands. This is guy I heard of named Stony Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard him. I'll put it in the chat, both chats. He does instrumental acoustic guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his SoundCloud.
So like 12-string, 6-string.
Oh no, just regular 6-string acoustic.
Okay.
But he does do like a lot of tapping and stuff. So
Okay.
he taps on the strings and he like knocks on the body of the acoustic to make percussion.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's that kind of musician.
Okay, so he's like one of those campfire fuckers.
I wouldn't call him that, but like he doesn't just like strum the guitar. He actually just like plays it very elaborately.
Yeah, a lot of guys actually do. Whenever you're playing solo, you'll wind up beating on the guitar or some shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't go camping, so I don't really know exactly what those campfire fuckers do.
Oh, well, I mean, being around here, you wound up like, someone's like, oh, hey, we're having a party out at the pasture. Do you guys want to come out and play for us or something? You're like, do you have any electrical power out there? I'm sure we can wire up something. Okay, yeah, sure, let's go. And so you go out there thinking there's going to be like 20 people, and the turnout's like 705 or some shit like that.
Dang.
And you're like, whose pasture property are we on? We're like, well, we don't fucking know. But we're going to burn a farm down somewhere. It's like, should that guy's vehicle be caught on fire? I don't know. Who is that? Is that old Dave? Is Dave mad? His vehicle's on fire? He's like, no, he caught it on fire himself. That's basically like the idea around here. Whenever you start getting to like the local music scene, it's less about clubs and more about where can you find electricity.
Well, if you go out in a thunderstorm,
What?
I don't think you would go out in a thunderstorm. I think if a thunderstorm started, you just go inside.
Thunderstorms.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, thunderstorms are kind of a no-no, unless you've got like some sort of enclosure, like a pavilion or something, which is not uncommon. It's like you'll put the band under a pavilion and they'll be fine. Just be sure that you've got like a breaker or something to protect the gear in case it gets hit. And you're golden. Everybody else's dumbass is dancing out in the rain and the mud and shit. And you're like, yay! You're like, dumb fuckers.
and if there's 50 people like dancing in the rain and the mud, and the lightning hits them,
What are you saying? What if? You're acting as if you don't know what happens when lightning hits a bunch of people.
in rain and mud.
I mean, because if, what in case they do get hit, there'll probably be some casualties. I mean, at least a few burns.
Everybody will be dancing like they're having an epileptic fit.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I've never watched myself when I had an epileptic fit, but
You never record yours? You never had anybody record you?
no. Never thought of it.
Alright. Like, don't you watch videos of like other people having epileptic fits, like on YouTube and stuff?
No.
You know, I thought I heard you say something about you did that.
Oh, I might have at one point, but it's like I never really just kind of recorded everything. Like, I know what it looks like. I've seen people have them.
Alright.
You should get someone to record you the next time you have one, or if you have one, like so that way you can see what you look like when you.
Well, typically when I have a seizure, there's usually only one or two people with me, and if I fall straight the fuck down, both of them are usually trying to turn me over on my side because I'm just a really big dude. So yeah, I don't think anybody's like thinking about. Oh, let me pull out my camera real quick.
Yeah.
Alright, so are there any like locals that you would you would recommend?
Locals for us? Shit.
Yeah.
Sure.
Near where you live?
Oh God. No. I can't say that I do.
Really? You can't think of like a band or a musician that you enjoy listening to and say, hey.
No, there's really not anybody that I just enjoy listening to because so many of them are so pompous.
Okay.
Like I literally know all of them personally.
Huh.
And I've heard them play, and I know exactly where like their inspirations come from, and it's so varied, and they think, oh God, it's so authentic and it's so gritty. I'm like, no, motherfucker, you stole that riff from this song, then to have the very next riff from this other song. Your shit does not match. It's not in sync. It's not structured like music is supposed to be. It's like, oh yeah, I don't like structure. It's so I don't like to be conventional. It's like, you don't like your music to sound good either, do you, motherfucker? It's like one of their songs will be, I don't know, like a 20-minute fucking intro. Like, dude, do you think you're Metallica or what? The sad thing is, it's not even metal. It's like some sort of country blues rock thing.
Some weird hybrid.
It is literally weird ass hybrid shit. And it's like the only reason that they're listening to it or making it is because it's not conventional. It's like if something becomes mainstream or popular, it's automatically bad. It's like that is the most retarded thing I've ever fucking heard of. It's like as soon as like it gets mainstream acceptance, okay, we have to hate it. No, fuck it. It's like, dude, you were the one that liked this thing initially. Yeah, but it's too mainstream. It's like, dude, you're a hipster. You're like, I fucking hate hipsters. Yeah, that's what hipsters say.
That's how you know.
Now, they're not the kind to like dye their hair purple or green or some shit like that. But to pull a line from Grand Theft Auto, these people are like the proto-hipster.
Oh, it's like that evolutionary stage before the full-blown hipster.
Yeah, something like that.
And there's this band called Iron Horse, and she brought the like country blues metal Metallica thing. There's this band that plays bluegrass versions of Metallica songs, and personally, I think they're pretty good.
I'm not saying that being original is bad.
I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying that these guys done it well.
That's awesome. There's a thing on YouTube where a bunch of hillbillies or something, they like get together with a bunch of like acoustic instruments and do Enter Sandman with like banjos and shit. I was like, God, this is gonna suck so bad, and then it actually turned out. The guy was like, holy shit, this is actually not bad. Same thing happened with Van Canto. I mean,
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Van Canto?
Yeah, I think I sent you a link of theirs. They're covering what's that song by Iron Maiden? Fear
Yeah.
the Dark.
The first time I heard Van Canto, I thought it was like, I literally thought it was parody. I literally did. I was laughing my ass off. I had to listen to that song like 8 times and been like, God, this is so fucking funny. Why am I listening to it again?
Yeah.
And then it turns out it's like, oh, this is real.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is real. Wait, that dude actually singing actually sounds pretty good. The actual vocalist, the guy who's actually doing the lyrics.
Yeah.
My wife, she's a big Metallica fan. It was like, dude, the guy from Van Canto sounds better doing a Metallica song than James Hetfield does now.
I think one of their songs that I listen to a lot is what was it? Wishmaster by Nightwish.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Nightwish has always been one of my favorite bands. Through all 8 or 9 of their singers. It's not the singer's fault. It's that the guitarist who actually thinks he owns the band, which I guess he does. But he's like this evil genius dude who thinks that all creative license should be his. And so he's gone through like 7 different female vocalists, all of them pretty good, ranging from pretty good to awesome.
Are you talking about professional-wise or?
Yes, professional creative license.
Why is that?
Because he's a douche. The guy's like 40-something years old and still has like Fabio hair.
Is it Fabio hair with male pattern baldness?
Well, probably. It would not surprise me if it was. The fact that you know who Fabio is gives me hope for humanity. I said Fabio today to like a 14 or 15-year-old, and they're like, who? No, never mind.
All right, there's another band I like to talk about. They're called Perfect Nightmare, also a local Modesto band. I'm not quite sure what kind of heavy metal they are, but I guess the best way to describe them is just heavy metal. They also have a female singer. So if you're into female singers, they're a good band.
Pretty awesome. There's a lot of female metal bands that I like. OTEP is obviously one of the most famous.
Yeah.
Another one is Straight Line Stitch.
You know what? I'm going to take this time to go on a very small and very controlled rant about local bands.
Okay.
it is very cheap to just have to make a decent recording, not like some kind of recording that you put on an album and sell, but like just you want to make a demo just to have something that people can listen to so they can know what you sound like. And there are plenty of bands who just don't do that. Like you go to their website, not their website, you go to like their Facebook or whatever, and there's no music on there. You go to their YouTube, and the only music they have is like crappy cell phone recordings of their live shows. Like I don't really want to listen to that. Like the kind of setup I have is like I have it pretty cheap. I can record pretty cheaply. So it would be nice if like bands did that more often. Just like either like paid someone to make a cheap demo for them. I know that like recording music can be expensive, and I know bands are notorious for being broke. But I'm pretty sure they can find a way of making like cheap recordings so that people who want to listen to them can actually just listen to them so they have an idea of what they sound like.
Couldn't they just buy some soundproofing and set it up in their own like flat or apartment or whatnot?
It depends on where they live, and like soundproofing doesn't really sound. If you're just making something for a demo, you don't need to like try like soundproof anything because it's not gonna work anyway.
Well, you
Sound,
can't.
yeah, soundproofing has more to do with like having like what is it?
Soundproofing is something a lot of people misunderstand. Soundproofing is something you do to a building while it's being constructed.
Yeah, it's like that. Like it's just the way the room is shaped. You also want like double layer walls, so there's like a gap between
What a
the
lot of
inner wall and the outer wall.
what a lot of people are actually thinking about when they think of soundproofing,
It's like
it,
that foam stuff.
what that actually is acoustic baffling. Which all that really does is it reduces echo.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you can't soundproof your room. That
Well,
being said, you can still make decent recordings in a room. Some rooms just on accident sound better than others. I think there are some people. I was gonna bring up what's his face, John Lynn's house, but he might have actually like specifically designed it for it to sound good. But that's the house that Juice Priest recorded one of their albums in. So yeah, that might have been a bad example because they would most likely specifically want their house to be able to sound good acoustically.
I've always wanted to try like do a true outside recording whereby it's not just us playing outside with a music video, but it's actually done really well, getting all the outside acoustics, the echoes and shit like that. But there's really no place for us to do that, so it sucks.
Yeah, wouldn't that be
In the
really
middle.
hard? Would that be really hard? Because like you'd have like the natural sounds of nature, like you might hear like wild animals or whatever.
Not so much around here. You might hear some crickets, but that's the whole point. Like to get some of the echo and shit that the trees kind of put off. I mean, I guess you could filter some of that shit out, but I mean, it's just an idea that I had. It might not be the best idea, but it was something else kind of cool.
Couldn't you try and just record like the outdoor noise or whatnot, like, and then just edit it, and put it on to a recording that you've already done?
Not necessarily, because what I'm actually looking at is like getting the echo and the reverberation from the instruments side rather than say just outside noises on the record.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right now I'm working on like this kind of MIDI album, and I actually did get like a really good sound from my guitar in my room. So I'm actually pretty proud of that. This album that I'm making, I'm gonna be giving out for free, and I'm basically just like trying to like figure out how to get the best sound from what I currently have right now, and then like from that to see like what I'm going to have to like pay for in order to get like a really decent sound. Because right now I found a way to make my guitar sound really good in my own room. And so later on, I'm gonna figure out. I'm gonna have to. I want to have live drums, and I'll have a drummer or a drum kit. So that's something I'm going to have to pay somebody to do. So I'm gonna see if I can like try to find a way to for my to record my singing and make that sound really good.
The best way that I know how to do any of that shit at your house is to get a really good mic, get a gobo or go whatever the fuck it's called. And what kind of like are you recording like directly into your computer from your guitar, or are you using a microphone?
I use a microphone.
Okay. What kind of microphone are you using?
Um, I have a SM57. That's the one I'm talking into right now.
Okay, so you're using an instrument mic. Okay.
I also have a condenser mic. It's like $100 condenser mic, so it's on the cheaper side of as far as condenser mics are concerned.
Hold on 1 minute. I gotta step away for a second.
All right. So, Datchet, if you don't mind me asking, what part of England do you live in?
I don't live in England. I live in the UK. It's
What part
the
of
northwest part.
what? What'd you say?
It's in the northwest part,
Okay.
around like Liverpool, Manchester, kind of area. Not like close, but like just a big massive round area around that. Maybe in Wales somewhere.
You say you live near Liverpool?
Well, originally, my hometown, well, it was made up of two. The borough was made up of two towns, Runcorn and Widnes. And if you're from Runcorn, you're known as a Plazzy Scouser, like a fake Scouser. And Widnes, I'm not sure what you're known for there, but it's near Liverpool, not that far from Liverpool.
Okay.
All right, I'm back. Okay. You're telling me what kind of microphone and whatnot you're.
Oh, hold on. Datchet. I asked Datchet where he lived.
Okay.
I'm trying to find it on Google Maps.
What? Why?
Well, I'm not not exactly where you live, but just that general area. Don't worry, I'm not trying to dox you. I'm not hunting you down.
Gotcha. You have some harmful opinions.
I have harmful opinions.
Wait, hold on. Like, how far? I guess I have to look it up. But like, how far does England stretch? Because you say you don't live in the England, but you do live in the UK.
I don't know. You have to Google image search. Because I'm really bad when it comes like to geography and stuff. So.
Oh, so you're probably like in the Wales area, because like I'm looking at a map right now. It seems like Liverpool is really close to Wales.
Yeah, it's close-ish. I think. I'm not sure. I don't really know. I mean, all I need to know really where I live is where to get food, and that's basically it.
I heard that English food isn't very good.
I don't know. Their cheese is pretty good.
English cuisine.
I'm not sure. Um, because obviously I English, so I'm probably grew up on it, so I wouldn't be able to tell.
I actually was thought English cuisine consisted of like everything they serve in pubs, like little sandwiches and shit.
Yeah, but like, isn't it like easy to travel in Europe? So you can just like hop a boat over to like Ireland or France, have their cuisine, so you can like compare and contrast.
Well, I wouldn't go to France. Maybe Ireland, but then again, I probably won't leave the UK. Probably just gonna die in the UK.
Uh, why wouldn't you go to France? Is it too expensive or what?
It's a shit.
Well, I don't have a passport, but why would you want to go to France?
It's a shithole.
To taste their cuisine, to compare and contrast.
It's a shithole.
Yeah, I disagree with Darkstar.
It's like Paris is so pretty, and then you actually get there, and it's like, God, this is a shithole.
I think my brother told me of the Japanese, maybe I'm not sure. There's a country where um but when they go to France, when they come back, they had to be treated because of the shock to the system. Because their idea of French culture is kind of like romanticized. So when they see them and then like all arrogant and like burping, belching like in restaurants and everything and all that, it's like it's a complete system shock to them.
Hmm. Yeah, let's see if I can find another local band. Oh yeah, there's a band called Sovereign. Yeah, they're a pretty good band. So look them up.
Okay.
Let's see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can like find them on Facebook, because I know if you type in Solver into Google, all sorts of stuff's gonna pop up.
There's actually one.
Sovereign. That
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
there's like a there's like
It's a metal band. A
it's not like a
local.
load of rings,
What?
a load of rings like a sovereign ring.
I guess so. I was thinking more like a sovereign state, like an independent state. That's what I think of when I hear the word sovereign.
And there's Lady Sovereign.
There we go. Found him. Posted in the chat. Also, was it plastic meteor showers? I'm pretty sure that's something you wouldn't. Pretty sure that's the only thing that's gonna show up if you type that in. Plastic. They kind of remind me of kind of like doom metal.
So does anyone like Lady Gaga?
I do not.
Actually, I like the heavy metal versions that people have done of her.
Why don't you like Lady Gaga?
Why don't I like Lady Gaga?
Yeah.
Cause I don't like pop music.
I was actually, referring to a whole different thing
Yeah, I know, but
because I can't stand people who think that they're so fucking original when they get all their shit from someone else.
I tried looking for it and I can't find it now. But like a couple of years ago, I saw it's back when she was at her prime in music and whatnot, and I saw a GIF of her just like some like photoshopped it where she's like at a laptop and you just see pictures of David Bowie, Madonna, Freddie Mercury, Grace Jones, and it's like her putting them into folders, like was it creating Lady Gaga or something like that? It's just basically stealing all the images and whatnot.
Yeah, Lady Gaga kind of reminds like a pop version of what's that? What's the guy's name? Uh, kind of like Marilyn Manson and like what's the other guy? Rob Zombie. Yeah, that's what she reminds of, like a pop version of them.
I've
Not
put a link to a little image of the UK, separated in
oh,
colours
cool.
in the Google Hangout. The green is the green colour is England.
All right, cool.
The pink is Scotland, the yellow is Wales, and the reddish colour is at Northern Ireland.
Uh, I remember I was playing this game called Neverwinter Nights. I was playing it. I was on an Italian server, so everybody was speaking Italian. But I found this girl in there who spoke English, and then like she explained to me that the reason why she speaks English is because like she like came from Wales or something. But I thought it was funny because like if somebody just speaks English, I don't really need a backstory as to why they speak English. Come on, it's English.
Um, it's um, it's it's not the most spoken language in the world. Is it the most commonly used, like business-wise and stuff?
Yeah.
Isn't it like Mandarin or Spanish? That's the most spoken language.
Well, to be fair, that's due to sheer numbers.
Well, yeah, it's like I think
Isn't it like
20% of the
is it
population is Chinese.
yeah, like isn't like aren't there like 1 billion of Chinese people?
And I think it's something like 20% of the Earth's population is Chinese.
Well, there
I,
you go.
I think it's like no, if you actually include Asian, it's like 30 or 40%.
Well, I'm not including Asian, I'm just including Chinese because we're talking about the Manchurian or Mandarin.
Mandarin.
Yeah. Yeah, RG just told me that the Chinese are trying to take over the Philippines.
Chinese are trying to take over quite a lot of the area of where they are.
Yeah. Does it make you jealous seeing other people trying to take over the world?
No, because we practically did it the first time round, and you know,
Yeah, now these upstarts are trying to take your place.
well, you gotta let other people have a go at it. I mean, eventually everyone else will fail, and we'll be the empire again.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Texas stands a good chance of taking over the world.
Not the rest of the United States, just Texas.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Actually, you asked me about a band that I would recommend, and the one that I just posted in the chat is one.
Sunset Vale.
Yes.
All right. Are they a local band or just like a?
Yeah, they're local to us. I don't think they're together anymore, but they were one of my favorites.
Okay.
Um, Texas is known as the Lone Star State.
That is correct.
Why is that?
Because its flag only has one star, one large star.
Did you consider yourselves American?
Most people would say, yeah, we're American, but nice. But one of the things that's said around here is we're Texan first, not Americans.
Hey, quick question, Dacha. You might not be able to answer this question. It's fine if you can't. But why did England want to keep North Ireland?
I think it's to do with like it's something to do with like strategic stuff or whatnot. Not sure.
Is it oil? It's oil, isn't it?
No, because we have that North Sea oil in Scotland, which was pretty much gone.
Yeah, why do they still want Canada?
I don't think it's we want them. I think Canada wants us.
I think that would actually be better because I'm kind of thinking about it from, a perspective of, the UK wants Canada. I'm like, if we ever broke into all-out war, it's like the UK would have to come through America, or the UK would actually have to fight America to get Canada back.
Yeah, they're not taking our hat.
He's like, bitch, you ain't taking my hat.
I would totally fight. That's the only thing I'd fight for. I wouldn't fight for freedom. I wouldn't fight for democracy. But
If there was
fucking hat, man, I'd fight to the death for that thing.
if there was like a world war, who do you think Canada would side with?
I'm pretty sure that if it came down to it, where the UK was against America, Canada would be like, I hate you fucking Americans, now protect us.
You just said World War. Like, who's fighting whom?
I guess we're assuming that Canada would be like, has to be like, on America's side.
Yeah, I mean, they're surrounded by America.
Not necessarily surrounded by us, but
Well, I mean,
we're the only country that poses any significant threat to the south, and the rest is water. So,
well, I mean, they're our hat, and we're their hat.
yeah,
No, we're their ponytail. That's what they are. That's what we are. We're their ponytail.
the only part of Canada that really can consider themselves not really Americanized is like kind of Ontario. I'm sorry, is it Ontario or Quebec, the French speaking? I think it's Quebec. And so yeah, the rest of it is like, it's basically America.
Yeah, I heard like the entire population of Canada can fit in California.
That would actually be fucking nice.
Yeah, that's what they should do. Move all the Canadians to America, and then just completely blitz Canada, of all buildings and whatnot, and use it as a giant farm.
Actually,
Farm?
If we're gonna actually annex any country, we should just go ahead and just make Mexico part of the United States.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Then we don't have to worry about immigration.
Yeah, but like, that's the thing though. Like Puerto Ricans are basically just Mexicans with green cards. And so if we just make Mexicans Americans, then there'd be no difference between the two.
No, I just break them up into different states. Pretty cool.
I say we just legalize weed. I think it's time. It's 2016.
If Texas is on its way to legalizing weed pretty quick, then there's no hope for the rest of you guys.
Like if
Why is that?
Because Texas is a notoriously Republican state. Only we're closest to Republicans that Americans would think about. But like I said, we're Texans first, so our brand of Republican is a little different than everybody else's.
So what would it mean? What would it mean if Texas legalizes like weed?
Do what? What would it
So
mean?
what would for like the rest of America? Would
Like,
everyone else like follow suit or?
What I'm saying is like, Texas is notoriously Republican. Texas is the butt of a lot of jokes, or at least people try to make Texas the butt of a lot of jokes, because of how gun crazy redneck we are. And so if the gun crazy rednecks legalize weed before everybody else, that's going to chap a lot of asses and cause a lot of salt.
Aren't there a few other states in America that have legalized it though?
Okay, when I say everybody else, I'm talking about in percentages. Like if we're in the top 25% or the first 25% of states that actually legalize it, 75% of states can't be like, oh, we're more progressive than you are.
I'm surprised California hasn't legalized marijuana yet.
Are you serious? Do you know how many
Yeah,
people make money off that shit?
I know. Like,
Medicinal.
I mean, there's literally like, there should be no push to legalize marijuana because so many people make so much goddamn money off of it.
I'm not sure which state it is that they legalized it in, but I remember reading something where the state was making so much money that they decided to reimburse people.
yeah, I heard about that as well. Like,
That wasn't Colorado, was it?
yeah, I think Colorado.
Um,
It might have been Colorado, but I know they're one of the states that legalized marijuana.
I think there's how many are there? Let me see.
Like me personally, I don't smoke weed, but like I just think it's ridiculous that there are people who get thrown in jail for smoking weed.
I wonder how better off the world would be if the world just legalized it.
Well, it hasn't. It's actually been legal longer than it has been illegal, technically, because I think in America and one other country, it's like illegal. I think we're like one of the we are the biggest country in which marijuana is illegal.
I
Huh.
think in I think in the UK you can. I think
3 states. There's 3 states where it's recreational.
in the UK I think you can have a small amount on you, but after a certain amount, it's basically you'll be getting done for supplying
Yeah.
and drug dealing.
The way that it works in Texas is like you can have like was it 0.6 ounces, and anything above that is a felony. Anything below that's a misdemeanor.
I'm not sure, but I think it's also in the UK you can have the seeds to grow the stuff. You can have all the equipment to grow it, but you can't actually grow it. Or you're not supposed to.
Well, that would sound logical. I mean, it's like I've got all the shit to do it. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah.
So I mean, you actually haven't broken any laws.
Like you buy like a ski mask, a shotgun, some shovels, a map to some desolate places. I mean, you haven't done anything yet.
Exactly.
But yeah. But I've also heard that if you get caught with plants, there's I mean if you have like just a couple, then you can have a couple, for your own personal use. So I'm not sure what's going on in Britain. I know it was a class of drug it was lowered way back, not way back, but in the mid like 2000s, I think. I'm not sure. But
What's up?
then the class of drug that weed was in the UK was lowered in the mid 2000s, and then I think about like 5 years ago or something, it was brought back up again, and people were kind of like, "What's the whole point?"
What's really kind of irritated me is that some of the arguments against marijuana, it's like it's worse than alcohol, or they try to make it out to be as bad as alcohol. It's like, do you know how much weed you have to smoke to be the equivalent of 0.08, the legal limit of alcohol?
How much?
I don't know, but it's a shit ton of fucking weed. To
So
actually,
is it basically you had to replace oxygen with it?
well, I don't know exactly how you would do it. I think what they do is they do dexterity tests of a person that is like say 0.08 versus a person smoking progressively more and more and more weed until they like are equivalent to that person. So you have to smoke really like a shit ton to actually get your reflexes as slow as somebody with an alcohol level of like 0.08.
So a lot of hard work then.
Yeah, you have to work at that smoking. It's like someone who smokes, like who passes a joint between four people. It's not going to be like running over a little girl. Like I remember there was a commercial where they're smoking weed in the car and they back out and they hit a little girl on a bicycle. I was like, why was that little girl out unattended anyway?
And
Why?
it wasn't.
Why
It
is that?
wasn't.
Why is
Sorry.
why is that 4-year-old out by herself in front of somebody's driveway in a little micro bicycle going really slowly across their like driveway, like 6 feet from the road? It's like, yeah, I'm sorry about the kid, but it's the parents' fault here.
They didn't reverse. It wasn't the weed that made them run over the girl. It was the fact that they didn't like the little girl.
Yeah, that's what I think.
It's like she's always coming around, hanging around her car, scratching it up.
It was a black little girl, so they must have been racist too.
Oh,
Oh wait, come to think of it, there were black people in the car. I think I remember that commercial now.
the little girls probably stole their coke.
Probably.
The rest of the commercial that you don't see because it's cut off is to get out of the car, grab the coke, then drive off.
Yeah, that's another GTA. That was like another GTAism. I remember now. It's like medical cocaine. Legalized
Medical cocaine.
cocaine now.
It can help you lose weight.
That's what it was actually initially for. But cocaine, what some people don't realize is that cocaine is a shit awesome fucking painkiller. Like some people, they become heroin addicts because of the fact that it is also a massive painkiller, and from what I understand, heroin's a little cheaper than coke, or really good coke anyway. Heroin.
Heroin.
Heroin. I don't know. The other day, like a few weeks ago, I was just like, heroin. It really is a funny name, and well, actually, anything after you've been awake for that long is really funny.
Well, how long are you awake for?
I was probably awake for like 72, 76 hours.
So around about 3 days, I think that is.
Yeah, I've been awake for that long. Like in the past few days, I've not been sleeping well at all because I've had like this upper respiratory infection, like really badly, and I've got a nebulizer, which is like for asthmatics, but it helps you bring that shit inside your lungs up. But the other thing that helps really well is lots of caffeine, like copious amounts of caffeine. Like in the past few days, I think I've drank like 18 pots of coffee.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. You don't know the way I make coffee. I said pots, not cups.
Well, that's still not bad.
How much coffee do you drink, Datchet?
I don't really drink hot drinks unless I go around,
What? Wait,
friends and whatnot.
did you say, wait, you're from the UK and you don't drink hot drinks?
Unless I go around like friends and whatnot, and if I do, it's usually coffee.
Wait, so you're breaking my image of like the hot tea thing here.
I know how to make a cup of tea properly,
A cup
or the
of,
British way.
do you not drink your cup of tea in the afternoon?
No.
It kind of reminds me of something. Dashi, how you feel when like Americans do British accents?
Well, it depends if they've actually or if they actually trying to do it like properly, it's alright, but I can't really say anything because I can't do any accents at all.
Well, there's different types of there's different types of like British accents. You've got the Cockney accent, which some people really irritating, like Jason Statham.
Try a Scouse accent, I dare you.
Do what?
Try a Scouse accent, I dare you.
Oh, no, I probably can't even do that because I'd have to first know exactly what you're talking about. And I don't.
Watch a YouTube video?
Watch a YouTube video?
Yeah.
I'll try. I'll watch it later, and I'll try to do it. But like, Total Biscuit, the cynical Brit, always using more mouth than he actually needs. See, that's
kind of sounded like him now.
Is that it is very strange to hear him talk like a Brit because he uses so much more of his mouth muscles than I have ever actually seen a Brit use.
Yeah. I don't really. Be honest, because after talking with him, on streams, I've become a bit self-conscious of being understood properly. Because normally, me and my brothers, like, we have a tendency to talk fast and have our speech slurred.
Yeah.
So I've like slowed it down, but recently I've started picking up on when my brothers like slur the speech or speak too fast.
There's a lot of so it's bad in the United States where somebody will try to imitate a Southern accent, not realizing that there's multiple Southern accents. Like you've got the Texas accent. Well,
Yeah.
Texas has more than one accent. There's East Texan, and then there's just the standard Texan. Well, I guess we're going on down south. And that's like a really enunciated Texan. And then you got the people that like to add in syllables to words that only have one syllable. Like the word well. My aunt actually says, well? I guess we're going down to Sonic's. Hey, did y'all get any? Did y'all have to go down to Walmart? The Walmarts. It's like no, Walmart is singular, not plural. Are we going to multiple Walmarts? No, we're going to the one. Okay, so it has an S. Great. Now, when you say East Texan, that is the one where I can understand where people think, "Oh God, you sound so stupid."
Is that the one where they adds extra syllables and stuff?
That is exactly the one. Now, as far as the rest of the South goes, the only difference between a little bit of enunciation is the fact that the Southern people tend to speak a little slower. And that's all it is. It's like, instead of going down to, Tim Hortons, we're going to go swing around south on Maple Street, and we're going to go down to the Topak building, and we're going to have lunch over there.
You sounded a bit like an auctioneer.
Yeah, something like that. That is what people from like, I don't know, way up north actually sound to some Texans. They're like, God damn, dude, lay off the coke. We're speech down. I want you to understand exactly what I'm saying. And I've been on the phone with people like telesales that were speaking so fast that I don't know how anybody could understand what the hell they said. And they actually got irritated at me because I prefer to speak slower and have you understand every fucking syllable that comes out of my mouth. And they're like, excuse me? Are you getting angry at me? You called me, bitch. And so you've also got Georgia. Georgia is notoriously slow, like with their speech. It's like if you want to talk Georgian, you're going to have to slow the fuck down just a little bit. Have you ever seen Tombstone?
No.
Great,
I know of it, but I've not seen it.
It's a great Western movie. Listen to Doc Holliday, and that is Georgian. But there are some actors and actresses that they try to mimic a Southern accent or what they think of as a Southern accent. And they blow it, like, so hard.
Is it like they try and mimic a stereotype of a Southern
Exactly.
accent?
It's like, well, we're gonna go down to the Whataburger. That's not how Southern people really speak. I mean, even Southern people will think that you sound stupid if you do this. Like you see in movies. Oh, we want to portray somebody as Southern or a hick. And we're going to make them speak extremely obnoxious. And we're going to make them really dumb.
It sounds a bit like when some people think that the British accent is like only one accent.
Yeah.
Like the entire of Britain is just one accent. It's
not
like really.
Datchet has like what I think of like the quintessential British accent. Total Biscuit, on the other hand, is like, was it the high end, the
kind of like upper middle class?
Yeah, upper middle class, and then there's the extreme Queen's English that make them sound total pompous.
Oh, the Queen's English is I think you emphasize the H in quite a lot of the words.
It's like there's this one feminist chick that she's always got like this really pristine makeup, and she's talking about like things that she has absolutely no idea what the hell she is talking about. And it makes me want to come through the screen and just totally slap the fuck out of her.
You kind of sounded a bit like Thunderfoot then.
Yeah, something like that. It's like I know that like the UK has like accents that come from like certain classes of society. So like the higher up you sound, literally the more pompous you sound.
I think also it's more or less the higher up the higher the class you're from, the less of an accent you will have.
Yeah, which is why I really like Cockneys.
I heard somebody, not sure where she was from, but I heard somebody one time talk, and she sounded like Keira Knightley, which is a bit weird. So I thought that she sounds a bit weird, but then when you hear somebody else talk and she sounding like that's like.
Well, like I've heard actors or actresses try to sound Texan, and when they say Texan, they automatically think Southern. It's not the same. It's like listen to Matthew McConaughey, and that's Texan. Now you listen to someone trying to sound Texan, and you're going to find someone that actually sounds like they should be from Alabama. It's just not the same. And yes, we can literally fry damn near anything.
You can what? Near anything?
We can damn near fry anything.
Oh, like the Scots.
Oh, yeah. Just like that. Fried pickle, fried okra, fried Snickers, fried onion.
Fried ice cream.
Fried ice cream, we can do that. Fried catfish is my favorite.
I remember being in high school when I heard of like the new, like it was like news, like a new craze, deep fried Mars bars and Snickers.
Oh yeah, that's not a new craze. That's like been here forever.
I know. It's like it came from Scotland when I was in high school, like in the early 2000s.
Oh yeah.
Datchet. Do you have Datchet? Do you guys have root beer floats in England, or in the UK, I should say?
What's a root beer float?
You add ice cream and you add root beer.
Yeah, basically you just put ice cream and root beer in the same cup. You got yourself a root beer float.
Or
I'm not sure what root beer is.
It's a soda. It's soda.
I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what root beer it actually is. I know it's going to be.
It's a flavor of soda. Basically, It's called a root beer float, but you can basically use any kind of soda and ice cream. Okay, it's basically soda. You put soda and ice cream in the same cup.
Me foster mum, she used to have these like tall glasses, and what she used to do is put like a couple of big scoops of ice cream in with some like mixed fruit, and then pour lemonade in, and
That's
it'd go
good.
right up like a foam or whatnot type of thing because of the
Yeah,
reaction.
That's
that's close enough. Yeah, that's basically a root beer float. But in America, we typically use the soda flavoring of root beer, and we use vanilla ice cream.
I use coffee because it's awesome.
You don't use heroin.
Flavored heroin, dude. What do you think I was talking about?
Heroin flavored coffee.
I've always wanted to get like coffee from like a different country because I know that we as Americans drink so much coffee that we get the bottom of the barrel shit.
I'll be
And
right back. I need the restroom.
Oh.
I know I think there's a coffee bean that in order to be able people to be able to consume it, it first has to be eaten by an animal,
Yeah.
and then it go through digestion, and then they take that coffee bean out and then process it, and it's safe for human consumption then.
Yeah, they get it from cats, some sort of wild cat, and they have to pick it up, and it's extremely expensive. But I'm just basically talking about the stuff that is already like grown. Like as Yanks, we get this shit, and we get the stuff that's like mass produced, bottom of the barrel, diluted as fuck type shit. And I've always wanted to try some like really good coffee from a different country, even though I really have no interest in going to most other countries.
Have you tried looking online?
Yeah,
Because you probably find some coffee from other countries online, like might cost a little bit, but
my parents, my step parents brought home some stuff from Jamaica,
weed.
coffee, and it was extremely dark. It tasted really good, but it had very little actual caffeine count.
Are you
Yeah.
sure it wasn't just a Jamaican chopped up?
You know what? It actually could have been.
Does that explain the low caffeine count?
It very well could. Very well could. I also found out, like, with coffee, the darker it is, the less caffeine it has. So, like,
So
your lighter shit is actually high in caffeine. So,
can you
like, so if you
can you decaffeinate it? The lighter coffee.
no, it's like the brewing process sucks out a lot of the caffeine. So the darker it, the longer it roasts, the more caffeine gets sucked out of it.
So is that how they make decaf?
Yeah, that would actually explain why decaf is so damn dark. But I think there's actually a process by which they suck the caffeine out of it with decaf.
I'm not sure if I've read this or if I'm just mixing things up in my head now, but I think there's a process where you can take the caffeine out of coffee without roasting it or whatnot. It's like a chemical, or there's something else you can add to it that removes some of the caffeine.
Yeah, I think so. It's just when I say they over roast it, it naturally brings out a lot of the caffeine or some of the caffeine. Um, I think they actually do have to go through a process to actually extract the caffeine from decaffeinated coffee.
What's the do you know what the deal is with coffee that's like half normal coffee and half green bean coffee?
I have no idea, man. I really don't.
So it was advertised, and I see it in the supermarkets. I think Nestle does it. Um, it's like a half green bean. Like I think it's not like ripened fully or something like that.
No.
I'm not sure what coffee does, but I think maybe it might have been picked earlier, before should be, and then added with normal coffee.
Could be. I mean, it sounds logical to me. I wouldn't know. I actually said it the other day, but I'll say it again. I swear, some people on Twitter, they just pick out random words from the dictionary and then they throw a dart and then just post whatever sequence of words they come up with. It's like they don't even, they just pick words at random and then just post them.
And what do you mean?
Some people will when they post things, it's like not even English. It's like they're English words, but they make no sense together.
Oh, you mean because it's like how when some people try to sound smarter than they actually are, they'll use very long words.
Yes, like there was a guy I spoke to the other day, and he was trying to sound very very cold, very calculating. His avatar was fucking Spock. And he was like the most pompous person I'd ever met. And he's like, I corrected you. It's like, dude, the whole thing was like, should people be expected to be responsible for protecting themselves? And he had gotten into a debate with somebody else, and I asked, I said, in the United States, I said, the police nor the government are actually constitutionally responsible for protecting your life. They're just not. They might have a policy that says they're responsible for it, but there's nothing in the Constitution that says that they have to. Okay, so with that being in mind, I said, it's germane to the situation to find out how to protect yourself in some way, whether that be a handgun, knife classes, martial arts classes, staying out of the wrong fucking neighborhood. It's that kind of thing. You have to think of protecting yourself. So the guy's like, no, it's not. It's the person who attacked you. It's their fault. Well, yes, it is their fault, but I mean, seriously, you put yourself in that situation. So yeah. My post to him was a logical question. I said, would you tell somebody to buckle up? Would you tell them to use seatbelts in an automobile? The guy refused to answer the question. He's like, that is not I'm trying to find the post. Like, that is not indicative of. And he used a bunch of words that like you would not normally use on Twitter just because of the brevity that you have to exercise in using it. And so he made a lot of these words. He's like put a lot of these words together that made very little sense together. But he never actually answered the logic question.
So it was a way of trying to not answer the question and also be like, I'm smarter than you type of thing. Look at all these long words.
He was trying to basically intimidate me into like thinking that I had no idea what he was talking about, and so he was so much smarter. And then he actually called me. He says, I corrected you, and it's better that you should take direction from your betters. And he actually said this shit.
This guy sounds like a moron.
And I'm like, and so, I'm like torn between going two different directions. Either keep arguing intellectually or go full fucking retard and be like, you know what? I bet you say that to a lot of Native Americans.
Which one did you go?
I actually took the high road and went intellectual, but it was taking everything I had to not be like, you know what? You're betters. You know what? Us Native Americans have heard that from a lot of white people. I wanted to do that so fucking bad, but I didn't.
You could have then made an Amazon wish list with a load of blankets and asked him to buy a blanket, but apologised for the fact that it won't have pox in it.
So he refused to answer the logic question. I said, okay, so you you are not able to answer a logic question, and that makes you my better. And so the whole logic question centers around the idea that if you tell someone that you're going to buckle up, or that they should buckle up, and you expect them to buckle up in their car, you are then placing an amount of responsibility on them for their own safety against the stupidity for someone else. But in another situation where they actually exhibit malice, you're saying that the person exhibits no, or should exhibit no, responsibility for their own safety. So he wouldn't answer the question. And so he's still my intellectual better, or some shit like that.
I didn't really, I couldn't understand that what you're saying. Not what, because I couldn't understand what you're actually saying. It's just I don't know the logical thing about it. What was could you repeat that again for us, please?
Okay, so if you're going to say that you do not that you should not have to exhibit any responsibility for your own safety, whether that be from a mugger or going on the wrong side of town, you do always exhibit a certain amount of responsibility because there's just no way that cops can get to you immediately unless you're lucky. So that does put a lot of your own safety in your own hands. So if you're going to say that you should buckle up in your own car, the same logic applies in the exact same way that tells you you should probably not go on this side of town or the wrong side of town, because that exhibits a higher risk for your own safety. Just like buckling up in the car that you went to go there. You buckle up because you don't know the stupidity about someone else. You don't know if your car is going to fuck up. You just don't know. You don't know shit. So you buckle up just in case.
Okay, I understand it now.
In the same way, you are responsible for your own safety against someone else's malice. So if you fail to protect yourself against not going, like say, if you fail to render to follow the advice of not going in the bad neighborhood, and then you also fail to say, okay, take a concealed handgun carry course and keep that gun with you, or pepper spray, or something like that,
Or taser.
or a taser, then you are then forfeiting your right to say, well, I did everything that I could to keep myself safe.
Unless you took like fighting classes or whatnot.
Well, anything that you did to help keep yourself safe is something that is a good use of time. You have decided to be proactive in your own protection and the protection of others. Therefore, the handgun course or the using a taser or martial arts or whatever it is just like a seatbelt. You don't know if you're going to use it or it's going to be useful for you, but in the event that you need it, it's good to have it.
So it's always better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Exactly. So whenever someone says, oh, that sounds like victim blaming, well, they wouldn't be a victim if they were able to prevent it, now would they? You can't say, you should probably take a concealed handgun course. You can't say that's victim blaming because they're not a victim yet. You're trying to keep them from being a victim. But some of these people are like, oh, well, it's all men or all a certain group that are trying to rape you and rob you and X, Y, and Z. And I found that extremely offensive for both myself and for my wife. Not that that really means anything. I just think it's stupid.
It also, if people keep getting told that it's a certain group of people that are doing all the bad stuff, you you'll let your guard down. You're more likely to let your guard down around other groups of people that could easily do the bad stuff to you.
Right. But yeah,
Because you think that oh, I'm safe here. There isn't that group isn't here. They can't be doing any bad stuff to us.
well, whenever you rely so heavily on the police to keep you safe, you feel a lot of people feel as if they can go around without any type of situational awareness other than what's extremely pertinent to them right then. So, like, you exercise situational awareness when you drive. At least you should.
Is that like keeping an eye on the road and making sure that you're not too close to other cars and?
Well, it's beyond that, but yeah, it basically includes that. Say, for example, you're stopped at an intersection, and then you look in the rearview mirror. You keep looking in the rearview mirror when you're stopped to see if someone's about to hit you from behind. You also keep a look around you left and right to maintain to see what everybody's doing. So basically, you're keeping an eye out for any possible threat. So that's situational awareness. You're walking down the street, you look around, make sure nobody's creeping up behind you. I know that sounds kind of paranoid, but it's not really. I mean, it's just keeping an eye out so that you're not caught unaware. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not blaming a victim.
Yeah, there's been times when I've walked home where I've taken the shortcut, but I was what's the word where it's not cautious, but it's like an aware. I'm not sure what the word is, but I was kind not like paranoid, but it's kind of like I'm guessing social no social.
Situation.
Yeah, I was like aware of like surroundings and whatnot, and
Yes. Everybody should do this. It's like something humans need to do.
yeah. But so I was aware of my surroundings, and I kind of walked faster than I normally walked, because it was like dark at night, and it's like it was a shortcut, like it's going the other way, but it was mainly lit up until a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like as I was walking, it's like I mean I think I heard my own footsteps echo, and every now and then I'll just turn around just to make sure no one was behind me.
Exactly. I mean, you should be doing this. Everybody should be doing this. But I guess this one dude is like only thinking of the one situation whereby a woman's walking down a dark alley and getting raped by some stranger. And yeah, you know what? In a situation, the rapist is totally responsible for his own actions, but you're also responsible for your own actions if you're walking down the goddamn alley.
Yeah, just don't walk down an alley, especially at night.
It's like, if you're talking about rapists don't fucking care about being educated about not being rapists. They know that they're rapists.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
They don't fucking care.
It's not like they're gonna take a course and be like, oh, yeah, and it's wrong. I shouldn't do this. Okay, I'll never do this.
Holy shit! I've been doing this the whole time. I didn't know it was wrong. God damn! I need to go apologize to some people.
Oh.
Yeah, they're not gonna fucking do that. People are outside forces, just like, environmental forces. You cannot control a fucking like rock slide coming down a hill towards your vehicle any more than you can control someone else's actions trying to rape you down a dark alley. Are you going to, like, blame the fucking rock slide? No. At least you shouldn't, unless you're a retard.
I think there's some parts of the road where over here just they put these like nets these like metal like net type of things on the like kind of rock faces just in case some rocks kind of like fall down a little, but it's obviously not that. I'm guessing they're not there to help prevent like a rock slide. It's just in case like chunk of rock just from with the weather and everything just falls off.
Yeah, but they're there only to catch what they can. I mean, they're not going to catch everything.
Yeah, they're not going to catch like a huge boulder.
Yeah. Like in like say Wyoming, occasionally there's going to be there's some roads that will have like avalanches, like small avalanches that will cover up the road. Sometimes they will hit a bus, and the bus could do nothing to stop it. But it's whoever created that route that is responsible for for putting the bus in that situation. It's like it's mid-January and they're fucking taking a huge mountain pass that is known to have avalanches at this time of year or whatever. It's like, dude, that's your fucking responsibility. You put the bus in that situation. So now that we've beaten the idea of situational awareness today, now that we have beaten the idea of situational awareness to death, what else we got to talk about?
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
It's hard.
Yeah.
What did you think about that band, dude?
The one that you linked.
Yeah.
I've not played it yet.
Okay.
I'm just hoping that it doesn't. Does audio automatically play?
Yeah, you can mute yourself though.
Okay, just a minute.
Dead stream, dead stream. I guess I could like play the pan flute by myself if I had a pan flute. Kind of keep up the audio in the stream, because yeah.
I've just listened to a little bit of it. I'll have to listen to it more later on.
What did you get?
It sounds all right so far.
All right so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're okay.
I've put a link in the Google Hangout to that coffee thing that I was talking about, that half green, half normal. It's just a picture.
Nescafe green blend. That doesn't even look like coffee. It literally looks like sunflower seeds.
Yeah, I think it's you just put it straight into the cup, add hot water, and add your milk if you're gonna have milk.
Huh. Okay. That's interesting.
Because when you say pots of coffee, don't you need filters for that?
Yeah, you need filters yeah, you need filters and a pot and all that. It's like I think my my coffee pot can hold like 18 cups of coffee.
So is that a small coffee pot?
No, it's actually a lot of coffee.
Doesn't sound like a lot.
18 cups per
Yeah,
pot.
that's just a small little serving.
No, that's not like a cup of coffee. You're thinking about like 1 cup, like the actual measurement of 1 cup.
Well, it depends on how big the cup is,
Like
because
like my coffee mugs are like 2.5 to 3 cups each.
yeah, my dad doesn't drink tea from a normal little cup. He drinks it from a mug. He usually gets like I think one or because he has a small teapot and he gets usually like I think 2 mugs full, maybe 3.
I usually have like 8 or 9 mugs full for my coffee pot.
Do you ever drink tea?
Yeah, but we don't drink tea the same way that Brits drink it typically.
And how is that?
Um, how's that we drink it? Uh, we make it like on the stovetop and make it have a concentrate, and then we pour it into like a pitcher and fill the rest of the pitcher up with water. And then you can add sugar or not add sugar to your liking.
That sounds a bit weird.
Yeah, it does sound weird. We drink iced tea. That's the way we do it.
The I
That's
mean
all.
the way
That's
we do. Oh, sorry.
that's also really a Texas thing. I mean, it's not just like I'm not saying that nobody does it else in the United States, but like iced tea is like something very much Texan and Georgian.
Um, the the way depending on how if you're gonna have like a pot or just a cup.
We
Um,
we usually make like a gallon of tea at a time.
it I'm not sure how much tea you can make over here in a teapot. I don't think they have a gallon
Oh,
size teapot.
oh, okay. I get what you're saying. You guys use like the teapot. Yeah. Like I said, we usually make like a gallon, which I think I'm thinking the last time I saw it, a teapot was like I think it would take like 4 of those to make a gallon.
I think it depends on the size of the teapot.
Well, I'm actually going by the size of a friend of mine's teapot. So I think his like was like a 1 quart.
But if you're gonna have like a teapot, you put oh well the way I think Brother does it, and I think the way I do it is you put your tea bags in, your sugar in, boil the water, put the water in, then add the milk, stir it around,
Yeah.
and then pour it into a cup or a mug or whatever.
Well, what you could do or try is I don't know if you guys get like it's like you get like a standard brand of coffee like Tetley or Community or something. Then you just put on a regular pot, you just fill a pot up with water and add like I don't know 2 family-sized tea bags, um, and just boil that. And one of the cool things that I like to do is put peaches or peach juice inside of it. And it's really good. You say you have like peach tea.
You'll need to like do like a little video or something because it sounds a bit complicated to me.
No, not really. You've got your tea bag. Tea bag goes in water. Boil water. Put peaches in. Done.
It still sounds too weird.
It's literally 3 steps. I don't know. Tea can be complicated sometimes.
I know. I think the way the Chinese do it, they just use like tea leaves. No tea bags.
Mhm.
I think the traditional way, and they don't add milk or anything or any sugar or whatnot, and they have those weird cups without handles.
Weird cups without handles. Right?
Like small little bowl, like cup type of things
Oh,
that
okay.
they drink out of, and if there's any tea leaves in the cup, they read the fortune type of thing or whatnot.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Alright, I'm back. I was out doing some errands.
Oh my God, who are you?
We're gonna need
Yeah,
to
no,
boot him from the top.
you guys basically just took over the stream, which is cool. It's fine.
That's awesome. You get everything taken care of you needed to take care of.
Yeah, I'm free from here on out, but I'm not quite sure how long the stream's gonna keep going.
Okay. Maybe make you bored or something.
You guys have any questions for me?
How do you make tea?
How do I make tea? Honestly, I usually buy like the powdered stuff.
Powdered tea.
Yes, powdered tea.
That-
It's iced tea with lemon, and I pour it into what is it, 2 liter bottle of water. I just mix it up and drink it.
You
Yeah,
don't.
it's been a while since I used tea bags.
It
It's kind of like
doesn't.
Lipton. I don't actually go out and like. I'm not Uncle Iro who actually like cares about tea.
It doesn't sound like you use make tea correctly.
It's commercialized tea. It's not like, the way the ancient English people would make it.
You don't put like the tea bags in sugar, then pour the boiling water in, stir it around, and add milk.
Milk and tea?
Yeah,
I've never heard of that. We have like milk and coffee, but not milk and tea.
yeah. You put like if depending on if it's a cup or the teapot, you put the tea bags in, then the sugar. You boil your water, then pour that in. Leave enough room to add the milk in, and then stir it all around.
Well, what does the milk do? What's the point?
Different flavor.
I'm not sure. Maybe cool it down a tad bit, or I don't know. That's just the way you're supposed to do it.
Uh,
But I think I'm not sure if coffee is the most popular drink. Like hot drink in Britain now.
I
you
was
have
saying,
to switch it over to coffee. You're trying to be more like America.
Well, it's Starbucks. I'm coming over here and not paying any taxes, so that way they can open a lot of shops.
Taking over.
yeah,
That's how you take over the world nowadays. You don't send militaries, you send merchants.
exactly. Everybody loves money.
Well, not everybody used. There was that hashtag, resist capitalism.
Remember that fucking hashtag, give women money or some shit like that?
I think I saw somebody post a screen cap of a tweet of somebody saying, "Oh, I hope this is th- this amount is enough, okay for you. Then this time I don't get paid for another week or so." It's like, why would you do that? So, what music that you really do not like? Any bands or musicians or singers?
Or musical.
Honestly, I personally avoid music I don't like, so I can't really like
Taylor
state a
Swift?
specific. Yeah, I don't really care for her. Like, there's not really a musician that I like have to listen to, so I've learned to really hate them. So
What about dubstep?
yeah.
Too?
Oh yeah, I'm not a fan of dubstep. I remember like I went to the Zoo's house because like there was some concert, and after the concert, his girlfriend invited us to hang out at his house, and so we did. And apparently the guy really liked dubstep, and so he was just playing it the entire time we were there. That's like the I listened to like 3 hours of dubstep. That's the most dubstep I need in my entire life.
So what do you think about nightcore?
I don't know what nightcore is.
It's like regular songs that have been sped up.
Why do they call it nightcore?
It's usually set to a picture of anime.
Yep, usually.
Nightcore. I don't think I've heard nightcore.
Think of a song and then type it into YouTube with Nightcore before or after the song.
Yeah, it has to be a relatively popular song though.
Okay.
Actually, you just like type in Nightcore 10 hours and you'll find 10 hours of Nightcore somewhere on YouTube.
Do they have like Nightcore death metal?
You know, it actually that's almost like a paradox, isn't it? It's like wouldn't it go from like death metal to speed metal if you tried to do Nightcore? It's like
I don't know.
would it starts to sound like Nile or some shit like that?
Maybe it does exist and your government just uses it in Guantanamo. What's it, Guantanamo Bay or whatever the fuck it's called?
There's actually a thing on YouTube that is ultimate metal covers, and they take regular pop songs and turn them into metal, like Britney Spears and will.i.am's "Scream and Shout." They turned that shit into metal, and that was like so goddamn awesome.
I think I'm not sure what the rock band was, but they found out that the U.S. government was using it to torture people.
Oh, Death Clock, wasn't it?
And they asked the government to stop using their music to torture people.
I think they're using Metallica's music as well, and they told them to stop. You might have been talking about Metallica, but I imagine there are other bands they use.
Actually, Nile would be one of those bands because Nile is like they won some sort of award for fastest band in the world, which that's really a compliment. I think it is more of an insult because it's like you're playing and screaming so fast that nobody can understand what the fuck you're saying. It has like lost a long time ago.
So it's like the rock version of dubstep.
No, not at all. Dubstep actually has rhythm. It's like the opposite of dubstep. It's like if you were to take, say, Amon Amarth or Lamb of God, and you've got like a progression of like their shit would just be like that's all it is. There is no rhythm. The beat is so goddamn fast it just blends with the guitar and the vocals.
I wonder if it would sound normal if you slowed it down.
You know, that would actually be an awesome idea. I need to run that through Sonar or like Ableton Live, Albeton Live, and like slow it down a lot.
To see if it actually sounds like a normal song.
Yeah, it would like not surprise me if they were like, because you can't understand what they're saying. You can tell they're saying words, but you don't even know what like language it's in.
It'd be funny if you slowed it down and it turned out that they were actually playing like the Carpenters or something.
Actually, I would be laughing my ass off if like you slowed it down and they were like, "Let it go, let it go, let it go."
The cold
Yeah, I don't
never
like
bothered you anyway.
I don't like Nightcore because it's lazy.
It's lazy.
Yeah, but it seems like they just like use some like computer program to speed up the song. If they actually just like covered the song but covered like really fast, that would have been a lot better.
Actually, what they typically do is like they'll speed up the tempo of the song, they'll change the pitch of the song, and then they'll like add in some computerized drums to kind of make everything sync up again.
Alright.
And so that's essentially what it is. Some of them actually sound okay, but
I've heard somewhere that it just sounds like they just sped up the song, without actually doing anything.
yeah,
Then I've heard somewhere it sounds like they've almost made a new like instrumental and then sped up the vocals.
there's actually a band that I really like that I don't even know what you would call them. It's M83, and I think it was the only thing I liked about the movie Divergent. It's like I go through this shitty movie and I was like, oh, that's a pretty good song. What song is that? And I think I spent like the rest of the goddamn movie trying to figure out what song that was.
So the movie was an advert for that song for you.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of like the reason why I ever watched wrestling to begin with, like ever. The only reason I would is like so that I could like figure out what songs were there because they always had like really awesome rock music. That's how I found out about Alter Bridge to begin with. It's like,
So you didn't watch the wrestling for the Divas?
oh god, hell no. I could watch
Why?
white trash like just stepping outside. Come on.
Yeah, also, there's this thing called porn.
Oh yeah,
You may have heard of it.
yeah. It's porn. I mean, if I wanted to watch like skimpily dressed white trash, I mean, there's plenty of trailer parks. Just go.
Well, just take a chair or a bucket of popcorn and then just sit outside a trailer park.
Yeah, but you might make yourself like an active contender in that because someone's gonna look over there and what the hell are you doing over there? Without any teeth.
Then you just shout at them like, "Keep it down! I'm trying to watch."
And that's going to be the time that you figure out that they can do one thing well, and that is shoot.
Then you pull up your shotgun,
Okay.
or you have a grenade and take the pin out and be like, "Well, if you shoot me, I'm going to throw this towards you and you're going to blow up."
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. You'll have the entire trailer park everywhere. If a grenade goes off in Iowa, does that mean a trailer park falls down in Texas?
Oh, you could do what the terrorists do and just buy a shit ton of hair dye and use the peroxide.
Yeah. Oh, God.
So when it goes off, it'll take like half of the state that you're in.
Yeah. So yeah, like I don't know what other places I would go to like listen to music, but God knows it's usually not the local band scene around here.
What about the opera?
The
Yeah,
opera.
I actually do like the opera.
Do they have opera in Texas?
Yes, they do.
Uh,
They've got the Majestic Theater.
You asked that like you were surprised.
yeah. Like, I didn't think Texans were Fraser enough to go to the opera.
Yes, and it's quite expensive, and you pretty much have to, wear a suit and tie.
Mm.
Dress code.
Yes. It's actually quite, well, it's not the most popular thing in the world, but, or at least in Texas, but it's there. As a matter of fact, I saw Phantom of the Opera at the opera. It was awesome.
Do you have pantos in the States?
Do we have what?
Pantos. I think that's what you call them. It's like I'm just going to look it up on YouTube.
Because I'm thinking you're saying pantyhose.
No, pantomimes. That's it.
Oh, mimes?
Oh, pantomimes.
I'm sure there's some in some major cities. I've never seen one around Texas, though. Unless, like, you've seen, like, somebody who's drunk walking out of a bar pretending to be a mime. I've seen that before.
I'm just trying to look for something.
So I've got a joke for you. An Irishman walks out of a bar.
Is that the joke?
Yeah, that's the end of it.
I've put a link to a YouTube video of a pantomime.
I know what they are. I just don't think we have very many of them. There might be some, like I said, there's probably quite a few in like the America's larger cities, but I mean, I've never seen one around Dallas.
Why'd you call it pantomime?
Because that's actually what they're called.
Okay.
We just call them mimes.
Oh.
No, it's like a kind of like a stage production type of thing, but they interact with the audience and stuff a little bit. Like I think like the kind of like a guarantee type of thing is if the bad guy or somebody's like standing closer to the front of the stage and someone's behind him, but like, oh, where is that person? And
what we do have is like a huge abundance of like flash mobs.
Yeah, I mean, it probably was good for flash mobs, probably good for like the first couple of times, but now there's just like whenever I see an advert and there's a flash mob, I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake. They've been done and dusted up, so.
Since I really just like, I love insulting people for some reason, or I like to see them be insulted. So there was like a flash mob in the Galleria, which is Dallas's premier mall, and they had this huge flash mob of like the first Noel. You'd see like 4 or 5 people getting all sorts of pissy about some sort of Christian song. No, it wasn't the first Noel. It was Ave Maria or something. And they're like getting all pissy walking out of the mall. And everybody just like starts singing louder. Like, that is fucking awesome. I love offended people. Mostly. Until they get power.
Darkstar, do you like Wasp?
They're alright. They are okay. I'm a bigger fan of, like, say, Pantera.
Oh yeah.
Just because of the guitar work.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Reason why I bring up Wasp because they have this song where they talk about how awesome it is being born in Texas.
Yeah, there's also a band called Pissing Razors. That's like a Texas metal band.
Cool.
Pantera was actually a big Texas thing too.
Yeah.
If you could, would you change where you were born, like which state
Nope.
or country?
Would.
Nope.
What state would you change it to?
I would change to Vermont
Why Vermont?
because they have the lowest murder rate and they have the lowest murder rate, and basically have no gun laws. Like if you have the money, you can just buy whatever kind of gun you want. Well,
Yeah,
they don't have the lowest murder rate. I think New Hampshire has the lowest murder rate, but basically those two countries have the lowest murder rates in the country.
that's actually sad because Rhode Island
Hmm.
being so small.
Do, it, does Texas have the highest murder rate?
Oh hell no.
What? Where in the United States has the highest murder rate?
I think that's Washington D.C. I think.
Hmm. I
At
think
I thought
least it's one of them.
Chicago, Illinois has like the highest murder rate in the country. The city has the highest murder in the country. I don't know about the entire state.
I remember watching a program years ago where they were saying like what was that? They were saying there was a city in Texas or something that was known as the murder capital.
I'm not sure if that was ever true. It might have been, but I don't know if that was ever true.
It may have been saying something like that town per capita, but I don't know. I mean, if you have a city of 2 and one murders the other, then they automatically go up because then it has a 50% mortality rate.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it could have been a murder capital at one point.
I know Houston is the smog capital of the world.
Murder
Smug.
capital.
Smog.
Well, if there's a country called Murder, I'm pretty sure there's a capital of it.
I know we have some really shithole towns, that's for sure. Like, some of the towns around Texas, it makes me wonder how they formed because most towns are usually around some sort of natural resource. You know what I'm talking about? Like a waterway or
Mhm.
a salt mine or something.
Like a river, like a coal mine or something.
Yeah. And some of these towns around Texas, they're like, there's nothing around them. There's not a salt mine. There's not a coal mine. There's not like a huge abundance of any type of usable wood. So it's like, how the fuck did these people get started here? It's like there must have been something here a long ass time ago. I mean, I don't know. But some of these towns are
Slaves.
actually Texas. To tell you the truth, man, most people didn't have slaves around Texas, and the reason why is because Texas was obviously a very large frontier state, and coming to a frontier state, you exerted a lot of resources. So taking slaves with you from anywhere else was a huge resource drain. So like if you had like say 50 slaves, you had to feed all those slaves.
So if you had a shit ton of money and resources, you were able to have slaves.
Yeah, but that was the thing. Like Texas didn't get involved in the Civil War until much later.
Yeah, slaves are pretty expensive.
I'm not saying that there weren't plantations in Texas. I'm just saying that was not Texas.
Who's doing that?
He's doing what?
Somebody was breathing really loudly in the mic.
Oh, it might have been me by accident.
Oh, yeah.
So at least Texas didn't have a huge amount of slaves.
Yeah, speaking of slavery, how you guys feel about Iron Maiden?
Iron Maiden was awesome.
They still are.
That was just back when I used to listen to Iron Maiden. I don't really listen to a shit ton of classic anymore. Well, I do, but just not as much.
What is Iron Maiden?
I'm gonna send you a link. They're a heavy metal band from England.
Yeah, no, I was only messing around.
Yeah.
I've heard of the name and whatnot, but not really heard anything of them, like music-wise.
So how do you feel about Metalgate?
Honestly, it goes on Twitter, and I'm not really that familiar with anything that goes on Twitter. So yeah, I looked it up, and like I couldn't find any information on it, so I just like whatever. I just moved on.
Well, it's basically Gamergate with metal.
Yeah, that's
My,
what I heard.
my whole philosophy, though, was like, if you listen to metal, I don't know any of it that talks about dehumanizing women or anything like that. I don't get it. Are they saying that it's like it's hard to be a metal band if you're a woman?
I think that's what they're trying to say, but there is a market for like female-led metal bands, so I have no idea what they're talking about.
There is a shit ton of them.
Yeah, and like people try to argue that like heavy metal is racist as well, which is funny because I'm black and no one's had any issue with me whatsoever.
I keep forgetting you're black.
Well, like, look at Seven Dust.
Yeah,
Look at Killswitch, or at least before they lost their singer.
yeah. I mean, there's plenty of bands that have had black heavy metal, you know, black members in them.
Wait, what was wasn't? I think it was Ice-T or Ice Cube that initially had a metal band.
Yeah, is Ice-T, and it was Body Count.
It sucked, but black.
Oh,
I think it's Metalgate is it was about like social justice warriors invading and basically poisoning the metal
I just don't see.
culture.
I've seen what the social justice warriors call metal, and it's not what I call metal. And there's a reason why. It's because metal has a very unspoken, stringent set of criteria. Like, metal's not so much political. It's around emotion, like anger and emotion. Mostly anger. Well, anger is an emotion, but still.
yeah. There's plenty of metal bands that talk about politics. There's plenty of thrash metal bands that'll. I mean, they'll talk about stuff like war and whatnot. And so
yeah, it's never, but it's not like directed. You know what I'm saying? It's like war sucks. Stop doing this war shit.
yeah, see that I consider that political. So I don't understand how people say like, "Oh, metal isn't political."
Well,
In some aspects, it is. There are some bands that do talk about politics from time to time.
well, it's like these fucking liberals or these fucking Republicans. Like
Yeah.
when Green Day started doing that shit, I was like, stop listening.
Well, to be fair, like they're pop punk, but like the original punk was like very political. So, to be honest, like when they start talking about politics, they're kind of like going back to the roots.
Yeah, whatever. I just when they went back to like you could say the early days, Green Day, and they were talking like Brain Stew. That was cool. That was awesome. And like if you get like a comparable band like The Offspring, they didn't do that shit. They just stayed the way that they were.
Yeah.
And I hear a lot of people talk about the progression of older bands. It's like, oh, they don't ever progress. And I'm like, why? Well, why should they progress? If people liked what they came out with. Like say for example, ZZ Top. ZZ Top, their new album sounds damn near identical to the rest of their albums. But everybody likes, well, a shit ton of people love ZZ Top.
Be honest, I never actually listened to any ZZ Top songs.
You got to be in a mood like they're kind of a blues rock type thing. So, and they're really mostly guitar oriented. So, if you're not
cool. I mean, I do like guitar. I mean, I play guitar. That's my main instrument. So, I am into guitar, but I'm not really into like blues.
I'm into blues big time.
Yeah, I kind of want to get into jazz because I've heard some jazz stuff that I liked.
I'm not
like
so much a person, but it's okay.
Yeah. What was that one band that Chris Poland was in? Oh, well. Oh, look up that band that Chris Paul was in. Oh, it's called Ohm.
Oh, okay.
That's another band I recommend.
I used to like Kenny Wayne Shepherd a lot until I actually heard the guitarist dude actually speak, and he wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Oh.
Like
Uh,
seriously, I've seen him like on, you know how some of the like Fender will do like interviews with certain musicians.
uh-huh.
Well, this guy just could not shut the fuck up. Just would not shut up. On and on and on about every guitar he fucking owned. It's like, yeah, this one's got a 63 D-shaped maple neck, and I'm like, that's awesome. I get that you get guitars out the ass because you're Kenny Wayne Shepherd, but this guy just would not shut up. He is like, literally, he is to blues what a neckbeard is to gaming.
What is a
Speaking of,
neckbeard to gaming?
Do
Is
what?
a person is a neckbeard to gaming a person that just doesn't shut up about gaming?
Yeah, it's that, but it's not only that. It's like to the exclusion of all else. Like, the conversation moves on, and they're still wanting to talk about gaming.
Oh, okay.
The average conversation about one topic will last around 17 minutes. Once that 17-minute mark hits, it's usual that the topic will switch. This is the guy that can go like over 45 minutes talking about gaming. All about gaming all the time. This guy will talk about his guitar all the fucking time. It's like, dude, can we talk about amplifiers now? No, guitars.
Maybe it's just one of those type of guys, like people who have like a massive car collection and they just don't stop talking about it and whatnot.
I mean, like, there's multiple aspects to like cars you can talk about. With guitars, not so much. There is a certain set number of parts on a guitar that you can talk about. And eventually, you're going to talk about every guitar that you have, and then you're going to talk about philosophy on, where Gibson fucked up and not actually putting out the Les Paul faster than it should. And inevitably, you're going to start talking about Les Pauls or Gibsons versus Fenders. And then someone's going to speak up and say, fuck both those, I do Ibanez. And the conversation will progress. But this guy, he's like on and on and on ad nauseum.
Well,
Like,
what would you rather have him continuously talk about the guitars, or if he was a massive Frozen fan and kept on talking on and on about Frozen?
hey, speaking of people who like constantly talk all the time, I was watching this live video of what's that band? Iron Maiden, and Bruce Dickinson would not shut up. It's just like before and after every song, he just give like this whole background story about the song or why it was written or what it's about or some nonsense like that. The guy should just shut up and just play the song.
yeah. I don't know. That might actually work out for Ozzy because everybody laughs whenever he like speaks. So I would actually like him to give like a synopsis of like, I don't know, NIB or War Pigs, and it all come out like, and what it is that we're gonna say something better Nazi 76 with all, it's all like, it was all wrong, and I was looking at all the alcohol to the Sharon. No, that's what we said, and that's why we say War Pigs.
I watched an episode of the Osbournes TV show where he saying, "I love you all, but you're all fucking mad."
It sounds like Ozzy.
And there's also one where he sniffed one of his dog's ass and he goes, "Ah, the smell of success."
So, Dachi, if you don't mind asking, what do you do for a living?
I don't work at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Or I should just say I've never had a job in my life, which is bad.
Huh.
Okay, what was that? I had to step away.
Datchet's saying he's a bum.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is there a particular reason why you haven't had a job, or you just don't want to get one?
No, I don't know. It's not that I don't want to get one. I I don't know. I think it's just a lot of mental stuff that I haven't dealt with or dealing with.
Which is somebody's usual way of saying, I've got something that I don't want to talk about.
Alright, it's fine if you don't want to talk about.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So yeah.
Oh. You know, you can usually tell that you're extremely broke when you're smoking cigarettes and then you take all the tobacco out of the butts and then re-roll those into other cigarettes.
I used to know somebody who did that.
Some people are like, dude, that's so gross. It's like, it's my fucking cigarette.
Wouldn't it be cheaper to stop smoking?
Yeah, it would be.
In the long run.
Yeah, in the long run, but you know what? I tend to get semi-homicidal when I don't have cigarettes.
You should give up smoking then.
Yeah, but I would be homicidal.
Don't worry. Once
Besides,
you've gotten over your addiction, you'll be fine.
yeah, that's the problem. Is that that is my one vice. Like seriously, I don't even drink.
You can pick up another vice.
Do what?
You can pick up another vice.
Yeah, well, cigarettes would actually be the cheapest vice that I had.
There's pornography.
Be a huge alcoholic and spent more money on alcohol than I ever spent on cigarettes.
Well, I say just choose pornography as your new vice.
Oh yeah, that's not something I'd rather do.
Cheaper than cigarettes.
Yeah, but I like enjoy my sex life too much. And I'd be like, beating off all the fucking time and be like, my wife's not happy because I'm already too tired. It's like, sorry, baby, I already beat off like 7 times today.
You can just.
I'm tired.
You don't have to beat off. You can just watch it for the story.
The acting is really good in this one.
You could always hide something on your dog and see how long it takes him to find it.
Actually, that is kind of a funny story. I was outside working on my car at one time, long time ago, and my mother had a Chihuahua she called Scooter. You gotta understand, this Chihuahua had like satellite ears and was maybe all of 3 pounds, and its head was huge and its balls were fucking bigger. Like, it was the weirdest looking dog you've ever seen. Like, his nuts were like literally like dangling down to his knees. So when he would run, it'd sit there flat back and forth. And this dog could run like really fast. So back to me underneath my car, I'm like, I'm switching out the rear main seal, which is where the transmission and the engine meet. And so I'm having to do a whole bunch of involved shit with that. And so I'm about to take a break. I'm feeling around for my cigarettes while I'm underneath the car. And I'm like, where did I put my cigarettes? They're not in my pocket. Did I put them down next to me? I'm feeling around for my cigarettes next to me. And as I'm on my back, I look up, which would be like straight ahead. And upside down, I see my cigarettes bouncing up and down. And I'm sitting there trying to adjust my eyes. And it is that little fucking dog with my pack of cigarettes trying to bury them. Like, I saw my cigarettes before I actually saw the dog. That's how large the pack of cigarettes was compared to this dog. And he's sitting there digging a fucking hole trying to hide them. It's like, you little shit.
How about knitting? You could take that up as a vice.
That's not a vice. That's just another fucking hobby.
You say knitting?
Yeah, knitting.
How would that help my... No, how would that help my need for tobacco?
Well, you could knit a massive scarf or something.
And that would help me get over my nicotine addiction. How?
It gives yourself something to hold in your hands while you're wanting to smoke.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work, because knitting would make me frustrated and make me want a cigarette even more.
You could just eat more.
Yeah, that is actually something that people do. It helps to actually have a shit ton of food at your house, though.
Oh, maybe just exercise more.
Yeah, I'm epileptic. It's really difficult to do.
Try and give yourself more epileptic fits.
Oh, yeah. That'll get my heart rate up. That's awesome, dude. That's a great idea.
See, that's a way of exercising.
might have a heart attack doing that. Yeah, let's do that. But yeah, I really don't give a shit. I mean, fuck it. Usually do not run out of cigarettes anyway.
Oh no, chewing gum would you can't really mimic a smoking action with chewing gum. Trying to think of something you can mimic the smoking action with.
I'm just really not interested in quitting. I'm not a quitter. A lot of people are, you should start vaping. And I'm like, why? It costs just as fucking much as smoking. One thing, though, is that there are some people that actually get just as pissed off if you start vaping inside as if you had lit up a cigarette. Which tells me they're not really pissed off about the cigarette. They're just wanting to piss on everybody else's Cheerios.
You could always try the electronic cigarettes.
That's what vaping is, dude.
I didn't know that.
When someone says vaping, they're actually talking about electronic cigarettes.
So why don't you do that?
Because in my opinion, they all taste like ass. And they're just as expensive as cigarettes.
How do you know what ass tastes like?
Well, there's something me and your mother need to talk to you about.
I wouldn't say that because she's the village bike.
She's what?
The village bike.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm just mine. No, saying something like ass it just tastes like ass. It's terrible.
You've eaten ass.
Do you know what ass tastes like?
No.
Yeah, I know what ass tastes like. I am married.
So why'd you start smoking cigarettes to begin with?
Oh, dude, it's a long sob story, so I won't go into it. But just say that my parents got divorced at a young age, or when I was young, and it's kind of rough growing up. So, kind of did something. I did two things to deal with it, and one was start play guitar, and the other was start smoking.
Alright.
My whole family had been smokers before that, so it was kind of hard not to get into it. But then again, I can't really say that's an excuse because my whole family were alcoholics on both sides, and I did get into it, but I was able to get over it.
Are carrots cheap?
Carrots?
Yeah, in Texas.
Produce is not cheap anywhere, dude.
Why are
But
you randomly asking about carrots?
That's just what Datchet does, dude. He's awesome that way.
no, because I'm just thinking if you're going to give up smoking, you could just like chew on a carrot whenever you feel like you want to smoke.
I don't want to stop smoking. I don't fucking care.
Stop smoking.
No.
Stop smoking.
No.
Stop smoking.
I always love this one, too. It's like, you need to stop smoking because I'm the one that really likes to believe in universal health care. So if I'm going to get my universal health care, I don't want to pay for your smoking.
You don't get universal health care.
Well, what about people who overeat?
Oh.
Stop. Yeah, I'm going to tell them to stop overeating. So everybody has to live to your health standards so that you want to be able to afford universal health. That's kind of selfish, don't you think? Kind of narcissistic.
It's easy. You can knock out the people who overeat. Surgically reduce their stomach size to a golf ball so they won't be able to overeat.
You know, that's actually interesting, too. Some of the people who had, like, the... remember the ring that they used to have? It's not lap band surgery. It was that little ring that they would put around the lining of the stomach.
Like a donut.
Yeah, it's like a little metal ring. And people have actually been, like... they've gone into, like, states of malnourishment because they weren't able to eat enough after they had that surgery. And so, like,
Yeah,
they're losing hair, but they'd still be overweight.
I think isn't it like it's the lap band thing you're talking about? Isn't that like a little plastic thing where you can um alter the size easily of the stomach?
The way that it works is that it puts pressure on the stomach so that you're not as inclined to eat as much, but if you do happen to eat, it will stretch out a little bit. So it's not impossible for you to eat, more.
Yeah, I remember watching a program where somebody had it done, and for like a week after they had it done, um, they couldn't eat at all because it turned out that they did it way too tight. They
Oh,
made it way too small.
yeah, but that's also like where they can go back in and they can alter the size of it, so yeah.
Yeah, but why in the is it the gastric bypass?
Yes, there's like I said, there's two different ways to do like the gastric bypass, and one was that little metal ring that they would install, which was not adjustable, and the newer one is the lap band. I don't know why.
The metal ring, can that be removed?
Theoretically, anything can be removed, but it's a lot more difficult to remove that thing than it is to remove that band. That's why they really can't stop using it.
Isn't the gastric bypass where they cut away a chunk of your stomach?
Yes. They make the
You
stomach
see,
smaller. They make the stomach smaller, and they put a little band around the entrance, so you feel like you're fuller faster.
you see, I mean, if I was going to get anything done like that, it'd be the lap band because removing a chunk of your stomach, that doesn't sound good to me.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. I've seen people that have had it done, and it still took a couple of years for them to drop the weight.
Yeah, because I watched one program where I think a guy got the gastric bypass done or something like that, and he was gaining weight because he was doing a thing called slither meals, where you get the stuff that you ate beforehand, like all the junk food and whatnot, and basically turn it into like a drink.
Huh. Yeah, I've heard of that before. They use it. I think they use the same thing with people that have like a broken jaw. But the people that actually get this shit done, it's like if they're a good bit overweight, they'll actually drop a lot of weight really quickly, and then like they'll get to a point where it just starts coming off a lot more slowly.
Isn't that a natural thing, though?
Yeah, that's natural. If you're like overweight and then you actually start doing healthy things and eating healthily, you'll drop a lot of weight really quickly, and then you'll get to a point where it's a lot harder to lose the excess weight.
Yeah. Not sure how I'd look if I lost a lot of weight.
I know that there was one lady that I used to be an EMT. There was this one lady who was like 740 pounds that we had to go in and get because she was having like chest pains. And it took 8 of us to get her on a stretcher. This is a stretcher board. We could not fit like an actual stretcher inside her house.
Wow.
We had to get her on a backboard, and it took 8 of us to get her out. And the thing was that all of us had our hand like was underneath the board, but her fat was like going off the side of the board and around our arms, which meant our arms were like almost being broken backwards.
Were we almost okay, or were they?
No, that shit hurt afterwards.
I mean, nothing
she
was
survive?
broken, was it?
They weren't actually broke. There was just her fat was applying so much pressure, backwards pressure, against our arm.
Were your arms bruised?
No, they weren't bruised. Shit just hurt. But to pick her up, it's like my shoulder was coming out of its goddamn socket. It's like
Did she survive?
Yeah, she survived, but the back of that truck
Didn't.
It's like you hear the air ride on the back of the truck going psst,
Oh God.
which means it's adding air to the airbag system. Which meant it didn't have enough air in the system already to put her fat ass in the back. And I do feel bad for these people. I really do. The what you call the super morbidly obese. I do feel bad for them. My heart goes out to them, but not so much that I'm like, you shouldn't say anything about fat people.
What about that one fat guy that got kicked out of the hospital because he was ordering pizza?
That one dude? Oh shit. I think I vaguely remember the story.
At first the stories reported like, oh, he got kicked out and he really needed the help and whatnot.
I think
And
I think I do remember what you were talking about. And the thing is that if I remember right, they were telling him that he was going to die unless they did what he said or what they said. And he's sitting there ordering pizza. That's like a person who just had a heart attack ordering a fucking Big Mac.
was there a video from that somebody managed to obviously save for me, I think a couple of years back?
Wait, was he the one? Was he the one that had the Patreon?
I'm not sure, but a video surfaced of him basically like admitting that he's taking advantage of like taxpayers and stuff and all that. And
Yes. He also had a Patreon calling like the people stupid.
yeah, basically it's like he's saying fuck you to everyone who's trying to help him.
Oh yeah, that guy. He's the fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah. Just remember, people, that if you're an asshole to your EMT, they still have to save your life, or at least try. But they are also the ones who decide whether or not it's going to be a pleasant experience or a very brutal one. Point in case, drunk people. If you're an asshole, like while you're drunk, an EMT is the person that decides whether or not the tube goes in and out easily, or it comes in and out really rough.
How many times have you,
How many times have I done that?
yeah.
Several. There's one dude, he didn't even know that he had killed a couple. And he was just like wandering around in the fucking highway. This shit was funny. And just totally like oblivious to the people that he had killed. And he passes out like right in front of us, and his airway starts getting clogged. So we get him on the stretcher, and I'm so pissed off at this moment that I'm like, I just dry tube that shit all the way down, and we get his airway like cleared, get the tube down him, and then we get to the hospital maybe 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, and when we're switching him over, I just fucking yank that tube out. Like, oh god damn it! You hear nurses laughing. Like, see you later, dude. Bye. So yeah, don't be a dick.
I think some cities in the UK have because they have such problems on like the weekends of drunk people being so drunk that they can't actually take care of themselves, that they actually have drunk buses where they have, I think, like and so like an ambulance coming to pick them up or whatnot. There's these like buses where they the way they are, that they like strap them like a like seatbelts type of thing. There's like this like bag type of thing next to where the head is on the seat, so they make sure that the person's head's in the bag basically. So if they throw up, it's in the bag and not on the floor.
Mm.
And just every now and then, just they go around to make sure that no one's moved their head, so that way they don't throw up or whatnot. But I think the program I was on, the woman who was on the bus who was saying that people sometimes pee and poo themselves.
Yep. They will, and if you're an EMT for any length of time, someone will puke on your shoes. It is inevitable. But I've seen like the ambulances that you guys have, like over there. It's like in the UK they're more or less vans, and over here it's like they're actually trucks. They're box trucks, basically.
There's yeah, are the American ones bigger than the UK ones? Because they look the same pretty much in the way they just generic shapes type of thing.
Typically, but like, you know what a basic van looks like, right? Like a basic regular van.
Yeah, but it depends on with like a sliding door on the side.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, we have. I don't think we have. We have like ones like that, but then we have ones with the door on the back.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, from what I understand, most of the ambulances are regular vans that have just been outfitted. And over here we have more ambulances that have
A square box.
yeah, the square box on the back, and they can be anywhere from regular size to holy shit, you can fit 9 people in there.
I think yeah, they're more like a van shape, but with a bit of a box, like
Yeah.
hybrid shape to them.
Yeah.
Over here.
Okay. I just remember like those fucking vans, dude. It's like that would be impossible. Like, how do you work in those motherfuckers? Because they're just regular van size. It's like you can put somebody in them, but Like on a regular box truck, you can actually stand up and walk around and do your thing. But in a van, it's like if you're an EMT, you're crouched over.
N no, I've been in an ambulance, I think like once or twice, and they were able to easily stand up, but it's like everything is literally like pretty much in arm's reach.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, you basically got the same shit over there then.
Um, but it's like a very, like a single bed type of width,
Yeah, it's
you
stretched.
know, like a single bed like length, like a little tiny little corridor that they can walk back and forth.
Yeah.
But it's not, they can't like walk around like properly.
Yeah.
And there's only enough. They will allow somebody to go with the person in the ambulance to the hospital with them.
Yeah.
But it's only one person.
I always love how people think like ambulances are really, really safe. Like, I'm not going to break your illusion. You're in an explosive truck.
Yeah, it's a vehicle. Just because it's trying to help you stay alive or
Yeah.
um
But those O2 tanks, those are explosive.
the oxygen.
Yeah. The oxygen tanks. They're explosive. They will make that truck go up like, seriously, like a bonfire.
So a nice fireworks show.
Oh, yeah. Nice. But, to be on the bright side, if those tanks go off, you will definitely die as soon as they do, so you won't burn to death.
So it's instantaneously.
Yeah, pretty much.
What about the driver though?
He might have a chance, but it's unlikely.
Yeah.
Now, there are some trucks that do not have access from the front to the back. From inside the truck, you actually have to walk around. And those are a little bit better.
I think the ambulances over here are generally like that. They don't have any way you can go in the front through the ambulance. You have to get out and go to the front.
Well, they used to have like a little door or a little access way where they could walk from the front to the back. But they thought that was like a safety issue because you might have a patient that just becomes like violent and tries to, I don't know, kill the driver or whatever. So they made it to where you had to get out of the truck and walk to the back, and in order to get, there's a way that they can talk. Like they can have there's a little slider. That's pretty cool. That you can tell the driver what's going on, what we need to do, or they can communicate otherwise. But you can't just physically walk to the front from inside the truck.
Yeah, that's the same over here. You can't walk into the front. It's just, I think it's a slider, but you can't walk into the front.
Yeah. So I've got a strange question. Do you drive?
No, I don't have a driving license, and I don't think I mean, there's a part of me wants to get a driver license and drive it, but at the same time, there's a part of me that thinks doesn't trust myself behind a wheel.
Okay. So I've got a friend who refuses to turn the dome light on, like the automatic dome light when you open the door.
Is that where, when you open the door, the lights go on so you can see what you're doing inside of the vehicle?
Exactly. You open the door, and most vehicles have a setting where you can turn them off, where you can open the door and the dome light does not come on, or you've got it to where opening the door will trigger the light to see inside the car. Well, this girl refuses to turn that dome light on with the doors. So when she opens the door, it's pitch fucking black inside the car.
That's stupid.
And I'm like, that is stupid. It's like, how do you know that there's nobody in the back seat? That's like one of my slight phobias. It's like I want to see inside that back seat before I get into a vehicle.
Yeah, that's very stupid. I wasn't thinking about the back seat type of thing, but it's like, oh, you're not gonna be able to see where what you're doing in the car.
Yeah.
Like if you drop something or whatnot, it's like then you have to try and find a switch to turn the thing on.
Well, usually that switch is like right above your head. So, I mean, I don't know, but I always want to see inside that back seat before I get into a vehicle.
No, no, she could get in a vehicle or whatnot that drop the thing or she turns it on and then sees in the view mirror that it's just Barney, the dinosaur.
That would seriously be creepy, but yeah, that would be awesome. She's got like this little bitty Toyota car, and just like, oh, I don't know. I'm harping on this way too much, but I just think
She refuses to turn it on, even knowing that there's someone going to be in the back seat.
She refuses to set the light to the door.
Does she know how to?
Yeah, she knows how to. It's easy. It's one button. It's actually got a setting on the dome light itself. You know, in the headliner, the roof of the car.
Yeah.
It's just a little switch that goes left and right, and it says door, which means the light will come on when you open the door. And then there's...
Is there a reason behind why she refuses?
No, not really. I think she says something about the battery. She's like, I don't want the battery to go down. I'm like...
It's going to go down regardless if it's sort of like that.
Yeah, it's like that. Your battery should be fine. That light should only stay on when you close the door for like maybe a minute. That's not going to kill your battery. Anyway.
Aren't cars doesn't the battery get kind of like recharged as you're driving?
Yeah.
It does.
Yes, it does. Unless there's a problem with your alternator, but you'll find that out pretty quick. But yeah, it does recharge. That's why they last so fucking long. But she's just like, let's drain the battery. It's like someone's going to slit your throat one day. And I say that I'm going to laugh now. I'll be really upset if it happens, but here right now, I told you so.
That sounds like a threat.
Do what?
Yeah, another gamer gear sending death threats.
There's been another gamer gator sending death threats.
Yeah.
If you like talk like a family member of hers to try and get a key to the car, so that way they just hide in the back of the car, and then as she gets in, just like yell or scream.
I love your ideas about shit. They're so awesome.
She's gonna be thinking, yeah, I'm gonna turn that on. Fuck the battery. Because it's a family member this time, but it could be anyone next time.
Yeah, pretty much. That would probably scare the shit out of her. I'll have to try that one day.
And if it's a family member, she's less likely to press charges.
Yeah. I don't know. I used to have a Suburban, and like I would open that door and like still, like if I had just been somewhere for a lengthy period of time, I would like pull the door handle and still walk around the back to take a look at the back to see if there's anything back there.
What did you do if you got in the car and couldn't actually see anything, and as you're driving, you see some kind of fucked up face with like a hook, just got a creepy ass grin, just looking at you, not doing anything or moving?
I actually had something like that happen to me one time. I was driving across a bridge at night, and it was really foggy, and this bridge is like this really huge dip, a long dip. And I'm like doing 75 across this bridge, and in the middle I see something very large, but I'm going too fast to really avoid it. And in the span of only a second or two, this thing like stretches its fucking 8-foot wingspan out. I swear I shit my pants because it flies up straight at my windshield, and I guess gets lift right before it impacts on my windshield, and goes over me. And I'm like already damn near in the passenger seat anyway.
Are you talking about that
Satan?
Mothman movie?
He's talking about Satan.
It was an owl.
It was Satan.
Yeah, Satan's owl. And like the thing was like I don't it's like did I imagine that? I'm sitting here like looking at my radio antenna flapping back and forth wildly. I was like, son of a bitch.
Are you sure it was an owl or not, and like an
I'm
eagle
positive.
or something?
All those eyes coming at me. Huge, round, gold eyes. The wingspan was literally wider than my car.
What type of owl was that then?
I don't know. I didn't stop to ask it.
You should have.
To ask him how many looks does it take to get to the center of Tootsie Pop?
It's like, do you think we had a conversation in the 2-second time span from when I saw it to the time it went over my car? No.
I don't know. I mean, for all you know, it could have like teleported or something into your boot.
To my what?
To your boot of the car.
Oh,
or the trunk.
I'm thinking. Never mind. You know, I really don't know. I guess that's theoretically possible. I don't know. But that owl was a fucking asshole.
Why did it shit on the windshield?
No, but I damn near shat my pants.
Do you still go really fast where there's going to be massive dips in the future?
Yeah. Only I don't drive a car anymore. I drive a truck, so that's a difference.
So next time it might actually go through the windshield.
Next time it might actually just hit the grill of the truck. You're like, you know what? Fuck you, owl.
Yeah, you'll be kind of fucked if the owl then started crawling up the grill and trying to get into the windshield. Start like headbutting the windshield to try and kill you.
Wait, if he's stuck in the grill, how is he getting to the windshield?
Crawls out of the grill?
Are we actually going to scientifically try to tear this apart?
No, we're not.
It's a demon owl.
Oh, it's a demon owl.
It's
Okay.
not a demon owl. It's Satan. We already said was this.
If it's Satan's owl, then it could just probably go through the grill and through the firewall and straight through
It's
me.
straight through your soul.
No, it has to crawl through. Out of the grill.
Okay, so basically you've got this image of like a bionic owl that's actually a demon crawling crawling.
It's not bionic. It's just a demon owl, and it's kind of like fucked up and kind of all bloody and everything, and it's crawling towards you, and it's like headbutting the windshield.
Crawling towards me like Terminator-esque.
Yeah.
And headbutting the windshield.
To try and kill you.
You know what? I actually think I would be laughing my ass off so hard that I'd wreck the vehicle before that happened.
Whatever you... Oh, then it'll just crawl through the broken glass.
Okay.
And rip off your face.
Well, then I'd already be dead because I was laughing so hard and killed myself doing it.
No, you'd still be alive. It's a demon owl. It'll keep you alive so it can torture you.
I would still be laughing. Because at the very last moments of my life, I'd be like, this is what Datchet told me about, goddammit. I should have listened to Datchet.
You gotta watch out for those demon owls.
The same thing goes for buzzards. I don't know what you call them over there, but they're basically, no, yeah, they're buzzards. Around here, you'll have like a rabbit or something in the fucking road that's obviously dead, and you'll have like a shit ton of these buzzards flying around. And these buzzards are a lot bigger than you think they are when you're driving up to them. And they won't fucking move. I swear they're like deaf or retarded, or both.
It's
And
a meal that they're not gonna give up, so it's like, well, fuck it, you can run me over.
Oh yeah, and they hear this car coming. And even if you honk your horn, they're not typically moving really quick. So if you're flying down the fucking highway and one takes flight right in front of you, it's gonna break your goddamn windshield. Those things are scary, dude.
I've put buzzard in Google image search and it comes up with like an eagle-looking thing.
Kind of. They're all black though. Eagles are assholes too. It's like, do you know how an eagle hunts? Like,
Oh,
it'll
I don't know why. Oh, sorry. I know why it came up with like an eagle thing. It's because I think like over here we called them vultures.
Okay. I'm not sure if a buzzard and a vulture is the same thing. Let me look up.
You know, how I think like over here like I think we call an eggplant aubergine.
Oh, okay. So basically, a buzzard is a turkey vulture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I had the image in my head of like from a cartoon, but I couldn't think of the name. Vulture sounds better than buzzard.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, what were you going to say before I interrupted you?
I said eagles are assholes too. It's like, do you know how they hunt?
No?
The turtles. They fly really fucking high, and they've got like, obviously eagle sight, so they will like swoop down and get a turtle. And what they will do is they won't like pick the turtle out. No, they'll like fly way back up high again and then drop the turtle.
Oh.
Hoping that the shell will crack. It's like, wow, that is a really dick move.
It's a smart move on the Eagles' part, but
It's smart. I'm just saying, it's like that's kind of dickish if you look at it. It's like you're gonna give the poor little turtle a fucking heart attack from taking flight, and then drop it.
now one day they could pick up just a turtle that doesn't give a fuck, and as it's getting flown up, it just tries to rip off the eagle's foot.
Okay. Yeah. We'll work with that. It's like, you realize how big an eagle is? It's a fucking huge-ass bird.
It's going to be the honey badger version of a turtle.
I guess.
Because I think honey badgers are in the Guinness Book of Record for I think they are at least for being the most fearless animal.
Oh, I know that the eagle is like the honey badger version of a bird.
No.
Yeah, I know that the game warden was looking for my stepbrother for a long time because the motherfucker shot an eagle. I was like, dude, how? He came home and he tells me this, and he's like, shot an eagle. Like, why? Why did you shoot a fucking eagle? Feathers.
Feathers.
Dude, you could have bought those fucking feathers off eBay. It's like it's not the same.
It's not the same. Unless it's coated in blood, it's not the same.
Exactly, unless it's coated in blood, it's not the same thing. It's like, did you like hunt this eagle? He's like, no, I just saw it and shot it. It's like eagles typically don't just sit around. Where did you shoot it? He says out of the sky. And I was actually quite impressed with his ability to shoot an eagle at that height with a fucking rifle. Not a shotgun, a rifle.
All right. Well, I think it's time to draw this live stream to an end.
Okay.
All right. Thanks to all the people watching in the future. I'd like to thank the people watching now, but there's 0 of you, so there's that. Yeah, I'm gonna put my information in the low bar for people who want to listen to my music and whatnot. Donate to my Patreon. I'm going to I'm working like I mentioned before, like this album I'm working on. I'm gonna upload one song to my YouTube. I'm gonna keep on working on the album, but I'm just gonna upload one album so far. Or not one album, one song to show people what I have so far.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be up shortly.
That sounds awesome.
Within the hour.
Okay.
So one last thing. In order for us to have world peace, we must start a pantsless society. A pantsless society.